Up, I say.
Right to the moon, Alice.
Straight to the moon. Hello, everyone. It is Friday evening, or I don't know when you're watching, but thank you for joining us. It's me and OG. Oh, got to try that again. Take two. Me and OG and a dog named Boo. Though we don't have the dog on set with us, but it's Dawg Sidious is here. We called for the dog named Boo, and the dog shows up. Zim Salabam, Dawg Sidious in the house.
Although I think Dog may take offense if we start calling him Boo. Just saying.
No. Excellent. And we have Fanomatic in the chat and Zoe Cunningham. Check out her station. She just does quick little streams. How are you, Zoe? Hope all is well. And original Grognard's with me and Dawg Sidious. This is just going to be old school. We have nothing planned. We'll talk Dog, how Citadel of Trivia. When I was watching, I watched for a bit. He answered a few. He was always like in the top 3, so we'll ask him who won that. Milt, and Ben was up there for a little bit. I watched for about an hour. Then I finished off the OG's video when he was streaming his military strategy order of battle, which was outstanding. If you have not checked out OG and the stream he just put up, the video order of battle, excellent. And he's playing the Russian front, and he's playing as the Germans against the Russians, and he's trying to get to Moscow because he just wants to spread the love, and they don't understand that.
No, the drive to Moscow's already failed. That's a foregone dream. That's not happening anymore. So I'm just trying to do.
I didn't want to tell them that, but now okay.
No, let's try to be historically truthful.
Well, we're trying to change history, OG, in a little bit. Anyway, it's a fun stream. Check it out, and he loves Stukas.
Stukas will bomb the shit out of you.
They will bomb the shit out of you. First you hear them, and then you crap your pants.
This is true.
As Zoe Cunningham says, I do 50 to 60-minute streams. I was in one of her streams. She was doing a little Halloween stream. Nice young lady. Check her out.
Sorry, guys. I had to put Red Dead Redemption down, man. So didn't even have time to shave.
You shouldn't have done that. Oh, quick. Dawg Sidious. Partners in crime. Dawg Sidious and OG. So we'll do our normal thing, right? So let me go to OG first, and then we'll go to Dawg. So, Devin, tell us about your channel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's Devin, the OG, the original Grognard. And most of you already know who I am, and that's who I am. Military strategy and tactics. I do a lot of hex encounter, old school board, tabletop wargaming. I also do some computer wargaming, and I'm actually going to start branching out to some other stuff. I did some Assassin's Creed. I'd be playing Red Dead Redemption 2, but that hasn't been released on my computer yet. So I'm thinking about maybe picking up Bard's Tale. The newest Bard's Tale and streaming that as I play through that, but we'll see. But yeah, old school military strategy, hex encounter simulations with some sports thrown in. I'll tell you, I just had a wonderful wrestling Halloween, All Hallows Eve, my female wrestling league. Had a great video on that. Go check that out. Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I am. That's who I am.
It was outstanding. I totally enjoyed the wrestling. That was fabulous. OG, a wonderful storyteller. And that's from play.com, correct?
Yes.
Beyond the Mat or something like that?
Face to the Mat.
Face to the Mat. Beyond the Mat was a documentary about wrestling. I keep saying, I just realized that. And we also have, though he's muted, so he's doing something. We'll let him, when he's ready, he'll jump in. Dawg Sidious, all things Star Wars, all things entertainment. He's going to be on, and he'll tell you because I can't remember now. He's going to be on a stream tomorrow. And I can't remember. He will tell you.
With drinking knows things. So
drinking knows things.
Luke.
Yep.
Those guys. So we had I was kind of planned out to do it about a month ago, you know. So it was supposed to be tonight, but they had a little issue.
Yeah, fine.
So tonight, guys.
Tell us, Dawg. Game of Thrones. That's what they usually talk about.
Yeah, it's going to be over episode 5. Or I'm sorry, season 5, episode 7, The Gift. the episode right before Hard Home, my favorite episode of all time. So looking forward to that tomorrow night.
Dog, if you want, put the
I'll
the link. Link it up.
Do that.
And Devin, I'm pretty sure you're a moderator.
Yeah, you modded me.
I'll get it up there for you.
Put a link, Devin, to the wrestling and whatever else. Put it in.
Yep.
And
hey Bubba, hey Mr. Saint, hey Zoe, hey Fanomatic, Tribe Fan.
Ron's here. Hey, Ron, you want to join in?
And Ron, I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys doing this tonight. So
Dog. I had a poopy week just because I don't feel good, battling something. I go to the doctors in 2 weeks, so I haven't gone yet. But anyway, that neither here nor there. And I was like, I'm driving. I was telling Devin in our pregame thing, I just was trying to make it through the day. I couldn't concentrate. I was like at work going, please don't ask me anything important, anybody. And lucky the important questions came early in the day, and I was like, okay, brain's still functioning a bit. And I was driving home, and I said, no matter what, even if I just talk to whether it's OG and just me and we don't even go live, I just want to joke around and stuff. And
you want to send Ron the link there, Al? Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, I will. Yeah, take the helm, OG and Dog. I shall be back in a moment. I'm going to mute my mute.
So, Dog has been playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Like nonstop, dude. I'm absolutely addicted to it. It's bad.
But you haven't been streaming it for the rest of us to watch.
No, I still have the game saved from that. Well, I guess it would be a Cliff Faller, right? We had a Cliff Faller so much.
Well, it started off as a
game saved right up. So I am actually in, I think, 52.4% of the story mode completed, I guess. So, but I'm like on chapter 6. It looks like it's coming to the end, and it's going to be end game stuff. What I've been trying to get to, but there's a lot of content. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'm in there's only maybe 5% or 7%, I think it was 7% of the people had got to that chapter on PlayStation 4. So I don't want to spoil anything, but there are just some absolutely amazing things with this game. I'm really, it does have some quirkiness to it though. I mean, it does have a few issues and things like that, if anybody has a question about it, but there are just some absolutely amazing things in this game that you're just like, wow, this is just great job, Rockstar. So, but again, there's still a few things I would have liked to seen them kind of fix, but that's been my life, OG, since the game came out a little bit. So I've been playing Cowboys.
And nothing wrong with playing Cowboys. I grew up with playing as a cowboy. I'm a farm boy. I spent the first few years of my life living on a farm, so I appreciate farm cowboy games. But yeah, I'm looking forward to you streaming this. I've been waiting for when is he going to stream some more? Yeah, I mean, JD's been streaming, but even he hasn't been streaming lately. So
I've been skipping the cutscenes too, as many of them as I possibly can.
Those cutscenes go long.
Game. I mean, I bet you I could stream this game for 3 months straight and not get done with the story. But the folks that were watching me stream, I still literally have that game saved at that point, and should be able to. We'll have some fun. So
my mic's not working. Oh, it is working now.
Yeah, you're on now.
Oh, okay. I was like,
hear me okay too?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even have time to set up. I've been so into this game. I tell you what.
So the Red Dead Redemption, JD just jumped in chat. He's been playing it. He's streamed it. I've played it. I've not streamed it yet. I'm going to, once I get to where I can kill people more, that's what I'm about. Jason Parker says, go Yankees.
Issues with it, though.
All right, Jason.
I'm sorry, Al.
No, you got a Yankee fan in the chat. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Ellen, Fictional Sports Universe.
Ellen's there. Yeah. Hello, Ellen. Check him out. Fanomatic, Jason Parker, Bubba Husky, JD, as he says he loves Red Dead Redemption. It's a great game. That is such a fun game. As
it feels like the Guinness Book of World Records, longest tutorial though.
Yes, I don't think I'm
in the game is some sort of tutorial for something. I've been able to pick that out.
Dog, how long?
About getting to the end game, really.
Yeah. Dog, how long is that tutorial? Because I think I'm still in it. I saved
you're gonna be in it till the game's over.
Yeah.
Till the main story's over. That's what I meant by it. It's just like some of them are like that.
Ron, I sent you a link via email, my friend, if you want to jump in. So
I guess that's
everything Star Wars is here. He did a cool stream with his daughter going trick or treating. That was fun.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance. I got to catch up on a lot of stuff over the week.
So the Nancy T's here. Thank you very much. Jason Parker says, yeah, I just bought Red Dead Redemption 2, and by far the best open world console game I have ever played. I love the first one. I hope they have a zombie download.
Oh, you know they're gonna. Oh, and you know,
gotta have that.
Comes up, Al. They probably got that planned out.
Yeah, a great game, fun. I killed the. I think I've told everyone I killed the guy in the barn. I beat the. I hit him one too many times. Anyway.
Yeah,
I enjoy
do that a lot too. So
Ron Juckett's joined us.
Hello,
Ron Juckett. Let's all talk English, even though it's. How are you, Ron?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good. Ron had his update video today. Ron, put that in the chat. You're a moderator, so you can do that. Your update video or whatever you want to put in the chat. JD, how are you, my friend? JD, do you want to jump in? Would you like to join us, JD? It's up to you. If not, you can stay in the chat. JD's streaming Red Dead Redemption. Dawg Sidious is doing a little Red Dead Redemption. I'm doing Strange Brigade. And eventually I'll stream a little bit of Red Dead Redemption. My good friends are doing it, so let them do it. And I'll do some a little later. When I get to something interesting, that's always fun. Nancy T says, my son-in-law is 8 up with Red Dead Redemption, LOL. JD says he can't join us right now. That's fine. I just threw it out there for him. As Jason Parker says, he's addicted. He's a Yankee fan. That's okay. We like him. That's fine. We're going to have something neat coming up. Myself, Ron Juckett, Herb Pilgrim, and whoever. We might get Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming. I have a list of Red Sox and Yankee players who played for both teams, and we're going to just make teams up. And I got to come up with some rules so we're not just all picking, I want all the best players from the 50s or whatever. There's some really good players on that list. It's incredible how many good players played for the Yankees and Red Sox. What was that, Ron? I'm sorry.
Louis Tiant broke my heart. He was the first
when he went.
Torres pitched for the Yankees in '77, and I solely blame him for being a Yankee spy in '78. But it was Tiant that broke my heart when he jumped to the Yankees in '79. I've been watching. I watched I've had a drink. Hey, this should be fun tonight.
Ron is a little. Yeah, that's Ron will job. First of all, great job with Dawg Sidious, Ron Juckett, and an honorable mention to Devin, who was also part of the original crew, and Strat-O-Matic Delaware, and Herb Pilgrim, and Dylan. See, I said his name right. Dylan Do, with idjester, the Dungeons and Dragons. Really a lot of fun last night. They all got you watch it. I'm pretty sure.
I'm so glad to watch my guy get killed.
I was like just the most awful. I'm sitting there going.
I was just. Man. I had to mute myself because I was just cussing at him. I was like, "You."
I mean, he would roll the dice, right? I'm like, he can't roll that bad again. And he's
but we all did.
I was like, he missed again. It was like, now 1 through 99, you kill him, dog, and he rolls 100. I'm like, oh shit.
Yep. I'm like, imagine this story. Conan, comes to the level 1 noob, right? And swings and misses, and swings and misses, and swings and misses, and swings and misses.
Just bad luck, man.
For absolutely minimal damage.
I'm not laughing at you, dog. It was just funny. Because you just see him and you're going, that's like when I'm playing dice baseball. I'm sitting there going, you got to be kidding me.
It was like that time when you had all those walks on your.
Yeah, that was out of the ballpark. I'm sitting there going, that wasn't like a glitch, right? Because sometimes the games will glitch, and I'll start laughing. I'll figure it out it's a glitch. I'm like, How can I have 17 freaking walks with all these different pitchers? Because it's the 1960 Boston Red Sox, and even though you try to improve them, they suck.
Craig Kimbrell in a playoff game.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was watching last week. I was watching the Red Dead Redemption or whatever it is, and that's a PS4 game. The graphics on that were incredible,
outstanding.
It was like it literally was like watching Dawg play a movie.
Yep.
Go ahead, Dawg.
That. Yep. Go ahead, Dawg. I'm gonna just
on Xbox too.
Oh, it is. It's on the.
It's on Xbox and PS4, not PC as
no,
of yet. Or
I don't think it's gonna.
The
last one was not on PC, Dawg. I don't think.
No, it wasn't, and Rockstar hasn't said anything about releasing it. There's kind of some hope because Grand Theft Auto 5 was on the PC.
Yes.
But Rockstar hasn't said one way or another. So that means if it is going to come to the PC, it's at least a year out.
A year out, wow. Elan's Fictional Sports Universe said I had a lock the other day out. So fun. Yeah, that's when you play a game and you get one of those weird things. Jason Parker agrees, graphics absolutely awesome. That's a fun. I walked in to what's that called? GameStop. And I said, I want to get like a real copy of it. I don't know why. I wanted like to hold it. And they're like, we sold out. I said, okay, let me get I'll buy whatever, the PlayStation Point things, and I'll put it on there. Because, PlayStation gets hacked every other day, and I really don't want to put my credit card in there. And they're like, no, you can get the thing. So it took forever to down. I mean, I have pretty fast internet, but it's a big game. It's so much fun. Like I said, I'm in the beginning. I just got by saving the guy. He was out in the cold. Why he's wandering around in the cold, I don't know. I guess they're looking for food and stuff. He had to save him from the wolves, so I had to shoot the wolves. And Herb Pilgrim's joined us. He says, hi, Ron, Dawg, Al, OG, and the chat. Our good friend of the channel, Herb Pilgrim. We also have everything Star Wars. Dawg, any Star Wars news that came out? Anything?
Man, unless they got like Stormtroopers in the Red Dead Redemption game. Hell, I have no idea, buddy. I wish I did, man.
You know what? You're better off. You know what would be cool?
No.
You know what would be cool? Like with Call of Duty, the zombie maps. But again, it's not on PC. But if they ever go to PC, these people make these mod zombie maps that are absolutely... There's a Star Wars one. I'm going to stream it, but I'm going to get killed quick because it's a really hard map, but it's beautiful. The zombies are actually stormtroopers and Boba Fett looking. It's unbelievable. And that's You Always Win. That's like the only big channel I follow. Unbelievable. And I actually bought that game for PC just like a few months back just so I could play these that's what they're called, custom maps. If they ever went and did something like that with Red Dead Redemption, we just threw like stormtroopers out in the wild, that'd be freaking cool. That'd be awesome, man. So Larry Harris has joined us. He says hi.
I was muted. But no, you know what? Rockstar needs to get its hands on Star Wars. That would be absolutely amazing.
Who makes that game now? Is that EA?
I know EA's got their hands on it and stuff, but they upset a lot of folks, earlier. But I know it's made a comeback, and gameplay looks great when I watch other streamers playing it. But
I played the beta. I enjoyed it. I was right about to buy the full game, and then everyone, they already hacked the game. They're already cheaters and everything. You're sitting there going, really? Come on. That's you go to play the game. Seriously, if you have to cheat playing a game online to make you feel good, God bless you. I'm glad. Me and my friends, we played Battlefield for a while, and you're getting shot through walls from a guy from behind a mountain. I'm like, really? Because you can get, they had the kill cam, and you're like, how did that guy shoot me? And because he had an aimbot that shot through walls and stuff. Well, what fun is that? That's not even fun. That just shows you're a crappy player. You can kill me without doing that. I stink.
You'd last longer than I would.
That game, Battlefield, was, and before it got fully hacked, was like fun. But anyway, Red Dead Redemption, that's definitely the hot game out there. I think it's going to be the biggest selling game of the year. I'm trying to think what else came out. I think it's going to.
I think it's already outpaced sales. Has made more money than Solo made.
Yeah.
Yeah, like $725 million in the first 3 days. So
the game's incredible.
Yeah.
I think the guy who plays the leader of the gang is the same voice as Sully from Drake. What the hell is that game called? Oh man, I can't.
Is it John? Or
no? So Drake's the character's name, and Sully's his best.
I'll find it for you, Al.
Oh God, they made 4 of them. I can't think of the name now. It's a fun game.
By the way, Al, Strange Brigade's on sale on Steam this weekend.
Yep, it's about $10. I have it on the PS4. Right. I want it to drop lower on the for me to get the same game on 2 platforms. I want it to really drop on the PC.
It wasn't that cheap. It was like $39 instead of $40.
Yeah, fun game, underrated game. That's from Rebellion. They make Sniper Elite. They make the zombies, and originally called Nazi Zombies. Because they were Nazis and they were zombies. That was the original name. No one get offended. That's the name of the freaking game. And you shoot them, so don't get offended. It's not like you're helping them. You're killing them. You're sending them back to hell where they belong. But fun game. It's not like an open world game. You do what you're supposed to do. It's what's that called? Like linear, Devin?
Linear mission driven, yeah.
But it's fun. And I was telling people at work, they made the game so much fun because it's the same violent game, but they brightened it up a little, and they have the goofy English guy saying things, and the other person chiming in, and it makes it like a fun game where when you're playing.
My wife will come in and watch.
I'm sorry, Ron?
My wife will come in and watch.
Oh, I hope I'm not F-bombing when your wife. I don't throw too many swears in.
She doesn't care. She's married to me, for goodness sake. But we'll have the 4 o'clock football game on, and we're eating dinner. And we're watching you. It's hilarious.
Yeah. It's Sunday. It's Strange Brigade Sunday. I might play a little bit tomorrow. I almost played tonight, but then I watched Dawg on Citadel Of Trivia, and I forgot to ask him who won that. He was doing pretty good. He was coming in. He was in the top 3 in a lot of questions. Milt answered. Milt came in late. He started answering. Milt Westerosi Ninja. Check out that channel. And Dawg Sidious is going to be on We Drink and Know Things, and he's put that in the chat and put it back in every once in a while. Everybody, put your things in the chat every once in a while because it scrolls up. But that was fun. I watched the original Grognard play Order of Battle. I had a good time tonight. That always cheers me up. I watched.
I didn't realize you were in the bummer. I went and had a date with the wife instead.
Yeah, because I thought we were doing a live fight, and I'm watching Ron's update going, I thought we were doing a fight tonight.
No, wife took 3 days off, so
that's fine. But yeah, I like Strange Brigade. I don't know if people. I'm going to keep playing it because I don't know about people who buy games. Whether you buy sports games, military games, shoot 'em up games, whatever game. I have a very bad habit. I buy a game, I play for 2 hours. I'm like, I don't want to play anymore. I bought this game. I'm like, I'm going to play it. And I said on Sundays at least, I'm going to sit there and play the game. Now the next, I haven't went back to Red Dead Redemption, but I will. JD's going to have a hangout he's put in the chat. So that's going to be fun afterwards. That's always fun with JD. Check him out.
Benjamin Byron Davis, Al, was the actor, the voice actor for.
Did he do Sully too? In God damn it, I can't remember the name.
You're talking about Dutch, right? Dutch Van
Yes, Dutch. I think is the same voice actor as Sully in that game that I can't remember.
I'll have to look up who Benjamin Byron. He kind of looks like the when Billy Bob Thornton played that. Guy that got smacked up by Kurt Russell in Tombstone.
Oh, yes.
That guy gained like maybe 15 more pounds. So, but I will.
God, what's the name of that game?
I will find out.
JD, I'm pretty sure JD's played that. I know Joe Dirty Locks, Phil the Issues Guy co-host, played all the game, and he plays like on epically hard, and that's entertaining. You sit there like how Dawg plays that. What's that? Final Fantasy? Like he plays
Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. Like you play on epically hard. Well, Joe Dirty Locks plays the epically hard also. And we'll sit there and he'll play through and he'll figure out a way. And I can't think of the game that I've watched. And I know I played the first couple. I didn't get them again. They're fun games. As SNFSSOM624 is in the chat. How are you doing, my friend?
I did find out more on Benjamin Byron Davis.
What has he done, Dog?
He has been on Without a Trace. I have no idea what that is.
I think that's a TV show.
Criminal Minds. I remember Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer, but I don't remember Criminal Minds. Gilmore Girls. Haven't seen it, folks.
I don't know what the hell Gilmore Girls is.
Yep. Windfall. Mad TV.
Mad TV was good.
I like a few episodes of that. I used to be a big addict of Mad Magazine back in the day.
That was fun.
6 Feet Under.
6 Feet Under was the HBO show. I remember that.
Haven't seen that.
They you know, they had the
It was the funeral home.
Yes, the funeral home. My brain's not working. They had the where people go and you bury them. The funeral home. Yeah.
You don't get buried at a funeral home.
Well, it starts the process.
It starts the process, but it doesn't really end there.
No. May we all not get there quickly.
I'm hoping not.
May our enemies go faster than us. Like tomorrow. Anyway, that's...
And hey, if I could real quickly, hey, thanks a lot. Everything Star Wars. I did catch that. I will. I appreciate the shout out, my friend. I'll catch that later.
Yes.
And so in the Red Dead that...
Everything Star Wars gave a shout out to Dawg Sidious. Remember, check out Everything Star Wars. Great channel. Mike McAllister's in the chat. I hope he's feeling good. And Kitschy Boo's in the chat, and he says 6 Feet Under was a great show. Yes. And I want to say one of the guys would see his father who had passed away. I'm trying to remember. That was a good show. And he was on Sports Night, too. One of those guys was on, I think the show was called Sports Night. It was a network TV show about, like, sort of like a mock ESPN or a sports network.
Oh, Benson's last TV show. Rob.
Yes, he was on that. Thank you, Ron.
Highly underrated show.
Which one was that again, guys?
Sports Night. It was on in the late 90s.
I like that.
Okay.
If you go back,
I remember that.
The kid from you know what? I don't remember anything. I'm not going to say anything until I remember the freaking name. Because I'm going to be like the kid from that show. That show.
Was on the same time that Spin City was on, which Michael J. Fox played the deputy mayor.
Herb Pilgrim says 6 Feet Under, great show, had one of the best series finales ever. My favorite series finale ever was the second Bob Newhart show.
Oh yeah,
when he wakes up and he's in the first, my terminology, the Bob Newhart show from the 70s with Susan Plachette right next to him. And if you've never seen the show, they used to pretty much end the show with him next to his wife in bed. And he wakes up and he turns and you see Susan Plachette, and I'm like laughing my ass off. He goes, I just had the strangest dream that I owned an inn in Vermont, like a bread and breakfast. And then he looks at her, and his wife in the show, the one in Vermont, always wore these tight sweaters, and she looked good. And he looked at his Susan Plachette, and he goes, I want you to start wearing more tight sweaters. And that's how the show basically ended. It was wicked. Something that was funny. And that's the way I want The Walking Dead to end, to be honest with you. I want Rick to wake up from a coma and go, oh my God, it was all a dream. And he sees all the people, sort of like a Wizard of Oz moment. Hell, they've ruined the show already. Let's go full F you to the fans and make it funny at least, right? And they do the whole thing. And then he could go, you can see all the characters, and he's like, who's a doctor and this, but they'll all be there. And then he'll turn to Shane and go, and you were banging my wife. And Shane would just be like, because he really would be banging his wife. And he's like, oh, yeah, yeah, you dreamt all that, you know? So that's the way I would end The Walking Dead. Basically, I would end every TV show with the Bob Newhart thing, no matter what it was. The person would wake up. Well, Susan Plachette, I'm pretty sure, passed away. God rest her. Yeah, she did pass away. I don't want to. But that was one of the funniest endings to a show ever.
True story. All my sisters are considerably younger than I am. I'm 7 years older than the oldest, who just turned 40, by the way, this week, and I made sure that she knew that. And so they go, he gets hit in the head with a golf ball. The premise is the Japanese buy this town, and he won't sell, and they finally get him to sell, and he gets hit in the head. And
who gets hit in the head with a golf ball?
Bob Newhart.
Oh, okay.
Bob Newhart. And so he goes to the ground, and they fade out to whatever scene. And my dad and I recognized it immediately because we were old enough to, obviously my dad was, but I remember the old Bob Newhart show just like you do. So I knew what that was. And my sisters had no idea. So as my dad and I are just rolling in laughter, knowing what we're about to, what is it, Bob? You know, they absolutely had no idea.
Oh, that was a great ending. That was. And then again, with the whole thing, he turns to his Susan Plachette being his real wife. When he wakes up out of the dream, goes, "You need to wear more." I think he said more sweaters or something, but he meant tight sweaters.
Yeah,
it was, and that was, you just laugh. It was funny. Who's joined us in the chat? I just missed someone joined us. Oh, Westerosi Ninja, who I can't pronounce that.
Westerosi Ninja.
Yeah, Dog's gonna say that because I can't say that. I can hardly speak English.
Grandmaster of Trivia.
So, Dog, who won trivia tonight?
I'd imagine one of the Hogan brothers did. Either Hulk or Ben, possibly.
Yeah, Ben was answering a lot. You were in the top three.
Yeah, I was on it too, but I can't type those long names and stuff. And I started buffering a little bit, and I had to get back to Red Dead.
So it was buffering. I thought it was mine. It kept spinning. I was like,
you see, Dog was clean shaven when he started playing Red Dead.
Yeah, I was.
Yes.
I'm looking like my character a little bit now.
I'm waiting for Dog to do Red Dead Redemption, and I got to say hello to people in the chat. But I want Dog to do Red Dead Redemption with that Clint Eastwood hat, the beard, and the pullover, whatever that thing is, the poncho.
The poncho.
And then go do this line. Were you laughing at my mule?
Yeah. My mule.
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind if you're laughing at me, but my mule doesn't like that joke.
He gets
that would be you know what, Dog? You know what, Dog? You should do that. Not with the whole, but like come out like Clint Eastwood style and play the game.
I'll play the game like that.
That'd be freaking awesome.
With a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one of those bowlers. I like those bowlers. Those are kind of cool.
Yeah, those are cool. Let me go to the chat real quick. We have some questions in here. Kinchibu, Newhart and Rickles are the best friends. Rickles was the funniest man in history. He was a good insult comic.
That's a tough one to argue against.
He was a good insult comic. And then Kinchibu says, sorry, Ron. Walking Dead will never end. Oh, it's coming to, not the comics, but that show's coming to an end because they've killed it. When I've watched for years, and I'm going to watch. I'm going to catch up because I'm a Negan guy, and they had Negans in this last episode. Everyone's like, how can you be a Negan guy, Al? He beats people up with a baseball bat. Let's think this over. I'm not going to go on a big Walking Dead rant, but I'm going to. Okay. So, Negan, who started first? Rick and crew on the show, and even in the comic book, started with Negan. Is Negan and his crew the best people? No. But they started first. Had they just gone along with the program, it would have been okay. I do like Negan, though. I think he's
Mexican blanket poncho is called a serape.
A serape. Good job, Dog. You know what I'm talking about, people, right? If you've seen a Clint Eastwood movie, the spaghetti westerns, he did 3 of them. Then he did the other westerns. And Fistful of Dollars is the first one he does. He rides into town on a mule. These people shoot at his mule. He falls off, like he holds on to the mule, and he comes back, goes, gets a drink, and he says, two families are fighting each other, and he says, which ones are the strongest? The old guy says, the Rojos. And who are the other ones? The Baxters. Okay, I'll be back. I can't pay you for that drink. He goes, no one ever can. He goes, but I'll have some money in a little bit. And he walks out, and he's walking towards those 4 guys or 3 guys, and he walks by the guy making the coffins, and he's going to go, I need 3 coffins. And the old guy looks at him. He keeps walking, goes over, and they're sitting there, and they're laughing. And they go, we don't like bad boys like you in this town. And he just looks up that Clint Eastwood way, and he says, I like a good joke. I don't mind a good joke, but my mule doesn't understand a good joke. And she doesn't like to be laughed at. Now, you weren't making fun of my mule. And they're like, look at this guy. This guy's an asshole, right? And he looks, and he does, I think he spits, and he shoots them all.
Like you laughing.
Yeah, and he kills them all. And he walks back, and he goes to the old guy, the coffin maker. There's 2 elderly gentlemen. They're great character actors in these movies, right? You see them in a couple other ones, different spaghetti westerns with different actors, right? And he goes, my fault, like 4. And he walks back in, and it's just a great movie. That and the good, the bad, the ugly. Like, because Dawg Sidious on his original stream for Red Dead Redemption, I think it was Good, the Bad, and the Dog. I almost remember that's the title. I think that was awesome. That's why you gotta do the whatever that's called.
The serape.
Serape. And you gotta have that skinny cigar. That's all. You know what?
Churchill.
That was awesome. You gotta do that. All right, back to the chat, and then we'll go to our illustrious panel.
Change the subject for a sec to Rickles. Have you ever seen the Mr. Warmth Project?
I don't think so, Ron. What is that?
It's a documentary that they did probably about 10 years ago now that mixed in some of his stand-up towards the end of his life, just being a documentary. So his hits on Johnny Carson.
Oh, yeah. Great.
I mean, oh, my God. It's just an hour and a half, and there's no one that's going to say a bad word about him, as he said bad words about everyone else.
Don Rickles, will you now, I'm going to go to the chat in a second, but Don Rickles, when he was on Johnny Carson, the real Tonight Show, right? Then Leno and all that, and they're all okay and blah blah. Now late night TV stinks because instead of trying to make everybody laugh, they want to get their agenda out. Whatever. You should try to make everyone laugh and come together, in my opinion. But that's just me. Anyway, but Johnny Carson, he'd have Don Rickles on, and I'd wait for Don. Him and Buddy Hackett were my favorite because you knew at some point they're beeping Buddy Hackett. And I've told this Buddy Hackett story before. I'll tell it one more time. I know Buddy Hackett from the Disney movies when I was a kid, right? The Herbie the Love Bug movies and Mad Mad World. And, so now the municipality I live in finally gets cable in the early 80s because in Massachusetts, the cable companies, whether at the time Continental Cablevision or whatever the hell the other one's Charter now, but it was called something else. They had to negotiate with each individual not just one, each municipality, whether town or city, yada yada. So the mayor at the time held out, and he did. He got the best deal in Massachusetts. He waited and waited and waited, right? Now that deal since is up, and we're all paying $1 gazillion if you're paying for cable here. But so we get HBO, right? And I'm like, wow, Buddy, you have to understand, I'm a little kid, and Buddy Hackett's on. I'm like, I couldn't understand why this is HBO. They wouldn't put him on before midnight. So my brother and I sit up to watch him, and my brother's older, so he knows, right? I don't know. And he told the filthiest stories, and I'm laughing. Tears are rolling down the eyes. The very end, there's these 3 women sitting in front. It's a Vegas show, right? He could see they're horrified, and he keeps looking at them. Every once in a while, the camera would go to them, and he goes, and he says, I can't do it, Buddy Hackett, but he always talks sort of like this. And he said, yeah, it's not like Disney, is it? You didn't expect that. So, okay, I'm going to tell a clean story. And I'm not doing justice. It's a bad Buddy Hackett, so I'll stop. And he starts telling, and he's funny no matter what. He can tell a clean, funny story. And he tells a couple, and they laugh. He tells it. Then he goes, I'm not even, he says, there's an alligator and 2 lesbians in there. There's an alligator and 2 lesbians, and they're blankety blank. And you could see the women's horrified. He goes, good night, God bless. He goes, can I just... I don't even do justice to it, but Buddy Hackett was one of the funniest comedians. Don Rickles, and that was brought up by Kitschy Boo. Another funny, and as Ron Juckett says, when he was on The Tonight Show, unbelievable. The Tonight Show was so good. I remember sitting up and watching that. Anyway, Ron, I interrupted. Please go back to that.
I watched that Buddy Hackett special so much.
You know the one I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, with the dead alligator and the questionable people in the subway.
Yeah.
And, I got one. Here's one from there.
Yeah,
that I could possibly tell.
We want to stay sort of family friendly, so.
Emmy's not in here. So a young couple decide to go to a cemetery, and they perform, as Buddy says, an act of love. Or 2. And so a couple days later, the young lady, her back is kind of sore. So she goes to the doctor's, and the doctor asks, will you disrobe? And so she disrobes. And he says to her, he asks her, how old are you? And she says, I'm 23. Why? He says, well, it says on your ass you died in 1783.
I remember that stuff.
And it just goes on and on.
It was great. That was
just blew my I can't tell most of them.
There's another. He tells this story. He goes to a massage parlor when he was in the army or something, right? I could be getting this mixed up but he was a massage parlor, right? I think he was when he was in the army. And he goes there, and he goes in there, and these lovely, lovely women, and the Orientals. This is Buddy Hackett, not making fun of him. He's telling a joke, right? He's telling a story. He goes, so he goes, what's this? This one, wax job. Well, yeah, it's very good. I want a wax job. So he gets these disrobes, he's getting the massage, right? And he goes, and she brings out the feather. He's like, what are you going to do with that? She goes, she's like, just relax, just relax, just relax. So she goes through the motions, and he's like, it was so wonderful, getting the massage and the feathers. And then she takes a piece of flat bamboo out. What are you going to do with that? I'm going to just relax. Okay, so I'm just relaxing. She takes the flat piece of bamboo, and she puts it under my penis. I was like, oh. And he goes, what are you going to do? Just relax. Just relax. Then she takes another piece of bamboo, and she puts it in his sandwich. I was like, and then she's a feather. And I was like, oh. And then she smacked it, and the wax came out of my ears. That's a wax job.
Between that and the Eddie Murphy specials, you don't get no ice cream.
Oh, yeah, those are good stuff.
And the Robin Williams stuff. Oh, it was a great time to be 15 years old.
Oh, my God. The wax job thing, I won't forget to the day I die. In fact, I might write that in my thing. When I die, someone has to tell that joke at the funeral if anyone shows up. That is, and I don't do it justice, that was one of the funniest. Because what are you going to do? And I'm sitting there going, again, I'm like a 14. I'm like, wait, what are they going to do? I might have been even 12 or whatever, right? And then she goes, and then she came down and she smacked it, and the wax came popping out of my ear. The wax chop.
Yeah,
it's funny, folks. It's funny.
They're all. If you look for them, they're all on YouTube.
Yeah, they are. Actually, that is on YouTube. And the alligator one, which it's not that the joke. It's the women are just. It was either 2 or 3 women, like not elderly, but older, and they were horrified with the jokes. Yeah. And they would. If you don't see the whole special, that was really funny because the camera would go to them every once in a while. They're like, and Buddy Hackett would look at them and kind of laugh a little bit. And at the end of the show, he tells this really nice couple of funny, clean stories you could tell to your, just clean, right? And they're funny. And then he goes into this most disturbing story about 2 women and a dead alligator. It's a quick boom, boom. And they're horrified again. And he says, God bless. Or something like, he ends it was just funny. It was a great way to end. And that's when he was doing Vegas shows, I mean, you can't even do comedy now. It's offensive. Everything's offensive. We say to PC because it's stupid.
Oh, yeah.
A joke is a joke. People's opinions are their opinions. We all have one because we all have, you know what I'm going to say? That hole, right? And, my opinion might be my opinion. You might not agree with it. I know I'm right. I just lost 4 subscribers on that one. And
you had worked over 500 again, Al.
Yeah, I'll be down to like 10 after this one. I'm pretty sure. Anyway,
you didn't say what they were doing with the alligator.
That was funny though. That was. I wish we could play some of that stuff just to show the clip and not get whammied because the clips on YouTube, and I don't know, and I would never say, hey, take that off because it's funny stuff. JD, good job, JD.
Yeah, he was right on that. Like, he's just a hair faster.
Good job. Hey, guys, I don't mind you coming in and chatting, having fun. This is about having fun. Don't annoy anyone in the chat. Don't come in and say things we don't want to hear. Don't do it. I have a gazillion mods, and they will whack you out in a second. So let's go back to SNFSN, and he says, can you all host tell me where you're from? You can call me Mike Big Al. Oh, I'm from Massachusetts. That's Mike. That's right. He told me that before because he was on one of my baseball streams. I'm like, that's SN. Oh, God. That's a lot of letters. I'm going to call you S. That's Big Mike. That's right. I'm from the great state of Massachusetts. I'm Al Red Sox fan. I'll share that with you. Great job, JD. We have lots of people in the chat, and we're going to get to that. So, as Kinchy Boo says, don't worry, I won't unsubscribe. I had I'm just joking. I don't care if you subscribe. I mean, I'm happy for subscribers, but we do a standard joke. It was Devin and myself would say stuff. And again, you don't have to agree with us. And we're very nice people, right? We have an opinion on pretty much everything. You don't have to agree. But for people, you know, I'm not going to get into it.
They have to agree.
God,
I'm just kidding. No, I'm not.
You better agree with Dawg. I really get pissed off if you don't agree with Dawg. We will find you down and hunt you.
I've learned nobody agrees with me, so I'm okay with that.
I love you, Devin. I love Ron. I love everybody.
You don't agree with me.
No, because you like that guy playing the Joker. What was his name, Dawg? He was horrible.
Oh, Jared Leto. That's like Devin's favorite actor.
We have 25.
My favorite actors.
We have 25.
You guys were arguing about was like best actor of all time.
I think you did say that, Devin.
He's our
the best Joker of all time.
Best Joker.
Best Joker.
You had some valid points to that, though. I
will give you that. You actually did. It was fun. You're wrong, but it was fun.
To your point, so
I'm okay with that, though. You know, I'm at peace with that.
I know you're getting a lot of darts thrown your way, and
hey, Dawg.
I will say this: you did come with some valid.
Why do I point like I'm right next to you guys, right? Dawg, Drinks and Knows Things is in the chat, and that's who you're going to be doing your podcast with tomorrow.
Also, just
thank you.
Posted a link again there. So 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, folks. That'll be 9 Central. And we'll be doing Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 7, The Gift. So should be some good times there at the podcast. So please look forward to that tomorrow night.
Mike McAllister says, our good friend Mike McAllister, great friend of the community. Anytime you see Mike McAllister in a chat, please say hello to him. Great guy. He says, I'm glad Ron is back on YouTube. So am I.
Thank you. I'm with Devin. I watch a movie once every 5 years, whether I need to or not.
I enjoy movies. I don't watch as many as I do. My friend Chris, and he jumps in our chat every once in a while, Chris Anderson, my buddy I work with. He went to see the Halloween movie, and a lot of people hated it. He liked it, and he said it's a dark. He took it the way he took it was it's a dark comedy. There's a lot of funny stuff in it. It's dark, and so I thought, and the guy who wrote some of it or produced it was Danny McBride. And if you guys don't know, Danny McBride is in like Pineapple Express. He did the baseball. On HBO.
He kind of plays a Southern guy usually.
Yes, he plays the same character usually in every
hilarious
movie. Well, he wrote, and as soon as I said I saw clips of it. I'm like, and I'm not a big Halloween fan. I'm like, there's a lot of dark humor in here. Like I'm giggling at stuff I shouldn't be giggling at. And when I found he said Danny McBride again, it was either produced or wrote or something, but he's funny. He was on a baseball show on HBO. And again, I can't remember it, but he was like at one time a relief pitcher was like a one-hit wonder, had a real good year, and then he drugged it up and alcohol and this and that and womanizing, and he had to make his way back through the Mexican League, and it was like 3 seasons. The first 2 seasons were real funny, Down and Out or something like that. I don't remember, but the second season when he was playing baseball in the Mexican League, oh my God, that was hilarious. Eastbound and Down, Bubba Husky. Thank God for Bubba Husky. Bubba Husky, what that video game?
Jerry Reed.
Eastbound
Smoking the Bandit. Eastbound down, loaded up, and truck.
Getting it. Smoking the Bandit still. You know what movie we were talking about at work? You brought up because it's Burt Reynolds. Did anyone see The End? It was a comedy.
Oh, long ago. Was that with Goldie Hawn?
No, I know which one you're thinking of, but The End was the one he finds out he's terminally ill. And he wants to kill him. Sally Fields is in it.
You're absolutely right. I need to check.
He wants to kill himself, right? And they send him to the nut house, and he meets Dom DeLuise. And there's a really funny. So Dom DeLuise goes, "But I'm getting better. They told me I can't kill people anymore." And he goes, "But you have to help me. You said you're my friend. They just mean you're gonna kill me." I don't know. They told me not to kill people anymore. I'm getting better. I don't do it anymore. He goes, "You got to help me." And they go up to this like bell tower, and he's looking down. And Dom DeLuise, "I'm going to push you. That way, it's not really me killing you. It's the ground. I feel better about it." I'm paraphrasing this stuff, right? He looks down, and Burt Reynolds going, "It's not high enough. I'm just going to get hurt real bad. I don't want to be hurt. I just want to die." He goes, no, it's high enough. It's high enough. I'm telling you. He goes, it's not high enough. So he goes, you're right. And Burt Reynolds keeps looking. I'm telling you, it's not high. So Don goes, yeah, let's go. He walks away, and then he rushes at him. And as he's rushing at him to push him, Burt Reynolds turns. It's like a Three Stooges thing, right? And Don DeLuise goes flying off the thing and goes splat. And Burt Reynolds goes, oh my God, are you dead? And he's like, you know what? You're right. It's not high enough, and I'm in a lot of pain. It's just good stuff. The end. Christy McNichols was in that movie.
Wow.
So, I had a thing for her.
We all did.
I think a lot of folks did.
Everything Star Wars wants us to talk baseball. We're
Okay.
talking baseball. He says, and well, I got to go back up in the chat, and I'll go through and I'll give the show to these guys, as they are. I'm the co-host here, but I babble more than they do.
Well, out doing that, Devin, I have a question for you. I put a question in your thing the other night, and you probably didn't see it. What's a good beginner solitaire war game?
No, I actually responded. I gave you 3 links. Yeah, just go back to the channel and go back to your post. I posted a couple like 3 different websites. 2 of them are solitaire specific, but there is another one that does a lot of entry level, low counter count, like maybe 20, 30 counters on the board, which are good beginner games to give you a concept of combat, movement, odds ratio tables, zones of control, stuff like that. That should get you started.
Okay.
Now, these are for the PC though, right, Devin?
No. Were you wanting PC games or were you wanting tabletop?
Well, yeah, I kind of have a hard time. You've seen me. I don't really.
Okay, PC games.
PC needs PC.
I since I do so much hex encounter tabletop. Yeah. Okay, I'll come up with some.
Would you
order a battle? Order a battle. That's a good one.
I was just gonna say, order a battle is pretty much, Ron, my terminology. I call it for me. Devin knows what I'm gonna say. It's an idiot-proof game, and I don't mean that. It's just when you play some of these other military strategy games. I've tried a few. I've told Devin I want to get in the John Tiller because they have the Battle of Dien Bien Phu, and I'm fascinated by that battle. And everyone in the chat's going, "Al, we don't want to hear about you talking."
No.
Dog's like, no.
The French got their butts whooped.
Yeah, basically.
Dien Bien Phu.
And Dog just told you the whole history of it.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
And
So
that's all I have to really say on it. I didn't. You know what? You know what's bad about that? Like my education, I had a great history teacher, right? But we always, worried more about like the treaties and the compromises and the things of that.
That peace stuff is boring.
What actually happened inside of there? You just see numbers and stuff, not to seem like an angry dog or something, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was glad to that you guys went over that, and that because I went back and got a little more deeper into actually what
it's a very interesting. I'm not going to go through it again, but the
like
concept
from what I remember in like history, so
I think we're fairly accurate talking about it. Especially Devin brought up things because I interpret things, and he says, no, this is what you can see this there. So it was really, I thought it was really fun chat about that battle. In concept, still bad, but I understood, still stupid. I understood what they're trying to do. I wouldn't have done it. I'm just, I showed that I watched with my my nephew at the time. He was watching something. I mean, I was watching it, and he sat down and watched a little bit, and he was like 12, and he's looking at it going, so
I watched like I think 2 or 3 documentaries on that.
And he says, so they got themselves surrounded on purpose. I'm like, yeah. And he went, that's stupid. I'm like, yeah, it is. Anyway.
Yeah, all the high ground around them and all that stuff. And then they just captured,
what's amazing about that, and we talked about with Deb, but people, paratroopers, French paratroopers from the Foreign Legion, just regular French paratroopers, volunteered after everything got cut off to be with their comrades to try and reinforce them. And when you were parachuting in, and I'll stop talking about it, you weren't even landing possibly in your own territory because the Viet Minh had overrun so much of the valley. You had to fight your way. They would send like little platoons or crews out to try to get to the guys parachuting in, and they're parachuting in like 10 at a time. It's not like they're parachuting because they volunteered. These guys, that's unbelievable. Anyway, let's go to the chat. Let's say some hellos here. D. Scott Howard's in the chat. He says, I used to love Panzer General. That's a fun game. I played a little bit of that.
Point, Al. Tribe fan in there. If the NBN food didn't happen, Billy Joel doesn't have a lyric for "We Didn't Start the Fire."
You're right, because that's in there.
Tribe fan.
You know what? Great point, Tribes fan. You know what's fun? If you listen to that song and you just look up some of the history he brings up, it's all very interesting history. As JD says, he'll be right back. Andre Ford's in the chat. He says, some older PC games for starters could be Panzer General and People's General. Thank you. Good friend Andre Ford. Good to see him in the chat. Herb Pilgrim's here. And let's go.
Is this the greatest Red Sox team ever, Al?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That was everything Star Wars. Yes. And I'm going to tell you why. They won the most games. I'm going to be honest. I was one of those people when they lost game 2 in Fenway against the Yankees, and I get that, oh, God, please just don't lose to the Yankees. I don't care if we go to Houston. I mean, if Houston comes in, wins 2 here, wins 2 there, we get swept. I'd be a little upset, but just don't lose to the Yankees, whatever. And poor Jake, who's in the chat, Jason, I'm sorry, who's a big Yankee fan, is probably going, can't stick it to the Red Sox. Just like he doesn't want to lose, a Yankee fan doesn't want to lose to the Red Sox. You just don't want it. Then they come back, they win. And now they go to Houston. Price gets annihilated by the Yankees. I'm sitting there going, I never want to see the guy pitch again in a Red Sox uniform. And he pitches beautifully, right? Hats off to him. I'm happy for him. He got the thingamajigger off his back. I would say what I wanted to say, but then I mean, oh, my God, why'd you say that? The monkey off his back. It's a phrase, people. So, and I'm happy for him. I really am. And that was awesome. And they've won the most games. And when they lost that 19-inning game, 18-19, it was long. It was Saturday morning, in fact. And they came back and they win the next, and they win. It's just an incredible team. It's one of the best Red Sox teams, absolutely. One of the best Red Sox teams.
7-1 on the road. They went 7-1 on the road in the playoffs.
Yeah, they only lost the World Series game, the extra inning one. That Ian Kinsler had all day to throw the ball to first, and he threw it away. I remember going, ball game over. I remember I popped up, go, ball game over. Awesome. I'm going to do a post game. I did it in the morning. Lucky I didn't do it right after that game. I almost did. The F-bombs would have been flying.
You probably, my friend, probably had the most unique fake World Series ever played.
I did.
The road team winning all 7 games. That was wild.
That's a fun game. I like that game. Now, again, when someone's simulating something, whether
before you go in there, because why didn't you walk Flood to set up the double play in the 9th?
After I said he's due. Remember I said that?
You said that. And then I'm going in the chat, walk him.
I know, I saw it after. Believe me, I wanted to knock the dice off the board, but can't. And what's funny about that, if people do watch, I like that game. But when someone's simulating a game, whether it's military strategy of a battle that really happened or a sports, right? And then it's a simulation, people. Whether it's any sport, it's a simulation. It's done. It's not going to be exact. That's the point. Every once in a while, you get someone going, well, this is blah, 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 blah. Okay, I get it. It's a simulation.
I got that the other day.
Why do people do that?
So what if I got bitched at because I started pricing game 6? Well, it's a pre-play, and he had pitched in my game 5.
Again, we appreciate comments and views, but come on. Have your opinion. Be intelligent about it. It's a game.
I also sat there and spent 2 minutes explaining what was going to happen before you watched it anyway. That this was a pre-play and it wasn't finished until the World Series ended before my series ended, and so it's now a what if, not a pre-play. And so I also had someone tell me I get too excited when I play. The point is I'm trying to entertain, and that's not fake excitement. If you watch Strange Brigade Sundays, the only reason I'm going to put a camera up and you can see me like jump around when I'm playing. It's a game. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the people in the chat. My God, if you come out to YouTube, right?
Can I interject for a second, Al?
Absolutely, my friend.
I want to say, because like when I first found your channel and stuff through, I think, like Phil or something, possibly. I can't remember way back when, but that's what really attracted me to your channel was you bring it like it's a radio broadcast.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I grew up with. You know, I'd listen to every single Cleveland Indians game, even though they sucked all the way through, you know, the 70s and 80s. You know, I mean, I was still listening to Herb Score, Nev Chandler, and all those guys, you know, and all the way up through, you know, what we have today, right? But that's what attracted me to your channel is you make it like it's a live baseball game. I'd rather listen to your game than I would rather watch the NFL right now or watch a live baseball game. I'd rather listen to Al Red Sox fan.
I tell you, Mike McAllister says something funny. I don't know if it's a compliment. He says, that's why I was starting to laugh. Thank you, Dawg, for those very kind words. Dawg Sidious, Devin, the original Grognard, Ron Juckett, Strat-O-Matic Delaware with Chris, and Travis from Comics with Bueller, and all the people in our community, whether they're content creators or just people who join us in the chat. We have the nicest community. The nicest. I'm going to say it because support the people who support you. It's okay to watch the big channels too. I watch one. You Always Win. I love them. You Always Win. Zombies and stuff. They make me laugh. I like them. But why not support the people who you interact with? Support the people who you interact with. idjester, Tribes Fan, anybody else. If you're a content creator, tell us. This is the community to be in. We have sports. We have entertainment. Everything. Look at it. Anyway, Mike McAllister has a funny thing. Again, I don't know if he's insulting us, being funny, or it's like a compliment, but I laugh. He says, Mike McAllister says, this chat reminds me of The View on ABC. Now, Devin's laughing because I think we're on the same mind. You know, I'm pretty sure I don't agree with pretty much nothing on The View. God bless those women. But yeah, no. They're entitled to their opinions.
Sorry.
They're entitled to their opinions. They're wrong most of the time. But just because they're very insulting, I don't think we're insulting.
We don't have enough hair.
We don't have enough hair. Anyway, The View, God bless. That's funny. I like that one.
But you know, Mr. Paisley, those ads you do with Peyton are pretty funny.
Yes.
Back to the enthusiast. Yeah, I'm gonna get it later for that. But back to the
Oh, you're gonna get it, Ron.
I tried that, and you ignored it the last time. But back to the enthusiasm thing. You can't fake it.
Yeah.
Because you get games, and we've all had them. Or even if you're, if they're not sports games, where you're getting the snot kicked out of you, or it's 38-0 at the half, and if you're playing this by yourself, you're going, okay, I'm done with this.
Yeah,
and you got 4 people watching. What the hell do I do for the next 45 minutes? It's not.
Ron had the best one. He's streaming, and he does a 1978 Action PC version 2018. Great game. Love Action PC. And he's doing games. Not good. It's okay, right? It's not really. And you want that close. I do the what ifs because you can usually match up a couple of good teams when you're doing the what ifs, and you get a decent game. And I once in a while when I play some of those what ifs, I play the offensives like Ron taught me, and that can be fun. And then when I play the other ones, I pick up the weaker team. I play the defense. I sit there and I go, my God, even with the right play call, I can't stop these guys. But Ron, I forgot what game it was, but all of a sudden he breaks into Don Meredith, Dandy Don, turn out the lights. The party's over. All good. Again, I don't remember, but it's a great. Don Meredith used to have
Ron does that, right?
Yeah. Ron, it was awesome. And I'm like, you got to do that every game.
Like perfectly.
Game. So, turn out the lights. That
was the first Monday night game of the year. The only reason why I did it, because it was Dallas and Baltimore. And Baltimore stunk in 78. There'd be no way in hell that I would ever feature Baltimore, but it was Dallas.
It was Monday night against Dallas.
But it was the first Dallas game of the year. And the only
reason why I know this, because I'm playing that on 2nd and 10, which is another fun game.
Yes, it is.
And I'm just playing it offline. And I was like, ooh, I did the same thing. Burt Jones against Dallas. That's awesome. Oh, no, that's right. He was hurt. Yeah, and it's like Troopies, the court. And oh, my God, I got annihilated because I play as the weaker team. I'm like, Dallas the sim engine could have said, Al, we're going to take this ball And we're going to shove it right up your ass every time. And you can't stop us. You can take all 40-something guys on your team and put them out in the field. And we're just going to shove this ball right up your ass. And you're not going to stop us.
Yeah.
And you can't. That team is so bad. You're sitting there, oh my God.
I had Kansas City and Pittsburgh on Tuesday. And Kansas City somehow was 6-2. I have no idea how the hell Mike Livingston, who looked like Charles Emerson Winchester III.
That he did. That's a funny picture.
And played like Charles Emerson Winchester III. How the hell he got to 6-2 in that division? And so it's against Pittsburgh. It's a game that you have to do. They're 2 6-2 teams, and it's over in the first blessed quarter.
Hey, Mike McAllister to Ron. Ron, I keep score of your games. Ron has this great saying, and he got it from somebody else, he told me, but I don't care. I call it a Ron Juckett saying.
No, that was mine. Oh, no, yeah, that was from Keith Olbermann. Some of that's from Olbermann.
He says, and if you're scoring, that's 6-3, shortstop to, whoever, like say, Petrocelli to Scott. But why would you be scoring at home on a fake game or a fictional game? It's just funny.
Oh, that's funny.
So let's go to the chat because I'm Moni G's back. Thank you. Andre Ford says monster game, NATO Division Commander. Oh, these are Herb Pilgrim. Ain't that the truth, JD? Al in a booth. Andre, I don't remember those. Were they Avalon Hill? So they're talking military strategy games. Let me go back up here. Tribes fan. Ron. This is for Ron. By the way, that was a great thing. Oh, shoot. The thing moved too fast. Damn it.
Have a good night there, Elin.
Take care, Elin. Thank you for stopping by. Remember, check out Elin's Fictional Sports Universe. I think I said league by accident in the beginning. We have friends of the channel listed below also, so check them out. I don't put links anymore. They don't work. I don't understand that. They're the links of the... So I just put the names.
Is he talking about the Gaylord Perry home run?
Yes, that was wild. I wanted to talk to you about that. In the same game that he actually hit a home run in the only home run he hit all year, the pitcher Gaylord, the spitballer.
All right,
Gaylord Perry.
So I took a nap, and I wake up to my phone beeping, and it's a message from one of my buddies up here. Isn't it a shame about Willie McCovey? And he hadn't been well in a long, long time.
No, because like you said, I remember last time they showed him he was in a wheelchair, and I was like, oh man, he's not doing good.
Well, I wasn't going to do a video. What are you drinking with a straw, young man?
I'm not telling you, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be shit-faced in about 15 minutes.
I'm trying to think when Gaylord Perry played in the National League.
Yep,
he did. And so I figured, well, I'm not going to do anything. It's like, well, wait a minute. I can just go and I'll just do a game. And so I looked him up on Baseball Reference, and he won the MVP in '69. And I said, okay, if you're going to do a Covey game, you got to do it against the Dodgers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I'm looking through, July 20. Well, that's the day that we walked on the moon.
That was great. That whole thing you set up, that was awesome. I enjoyed that.
He had a home run and 2 RBI in that game. And so, I'd heard the story about Perry before. And so, setting it up, and it wasn't there's a good thing. It wasn't a good game. It was just a boring middle Sunday afternoon July game. And so you have to make it entertaining. And Devin was watching, but no one was chatting. And so I'm sitting here talking to myself for 45 minutes. And so he comes up about the 3rd inning. And, I know in my head that, they've set the chip is separated from, and it's going to land sometime in the middle of that game on the moon. And so what a good thing to talk about. And, Perry had a home run and blah, blah, blah. And then he hit one. And then I'd forget, like, wow, it was that game. But for some reason, the date didn't connect into my head.
It was funny when you said that.
He told Alvin Dark, Gaylord Perry will hit a home run this day that we walk on the moon. And he did it, and he did it there.
And it really, that's what, I mean, every once in a while that happens in these sim games, in the sports. And again, I'll say it again. When you're simming a sports game or a military strategy game of a battle that really happened, it's a sim. The person might try different tactics because it's a game. If you want to know the history, and Devin's doing a game, and he's actually telling you like this is what happened, but he might do something differently. It's okay. That's like the people. I'm going to go back to it just one time and I'll be quiet. You know, they'll tell you like this is blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, I can read baseball reference too. I'm playing a game. It's a game.
I almost feel bad when I have something go down to the last minute, because then it looks like if you're just kind of clicking in and watching that it's scripted. That I've tried to make this the most exciting thing as well shit. When 2 days before I've got some sort of, and the Steelers lead 21-0 now with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Oh, okay. You know that those I had the game a couple of weeks ago where the Redskins turned the ball over on their first 6 possessions.
The best one, if you're playing a game, the best one if you're playing, whether you stream or not, and you're playing a game and the computer cheats, that's my phrase. Because you're sitting there going, really? Really? My guy picks up 72 yards and fumbles on the one. But really? Twice?
What was it? The Lions game you were doing the other day. And it's like, Al, you could have been an announcer in Chicago, because I'm hearing Brickhouse, I'm hearing Harry Carey, and I'm hearing Larry Munson, who used to call the games for Georgia football. No! Fumble! No! Bless his heart!
Good night, Nancy. Thank you for stopping by. And D. Scott Howard's in the chat. D. Scott.
Night, Nancy. Thanks.
D. Scott, can you share? He goat sits. Literally, he goat sits. Do you have any goat sitting stories that I can read out? idjester's back, and hats off to idjester and the Dungeons and Dragons crew. A lot of fun on Thursday, and that was Dawg Sidious, Ron Juckett, Chris from Strat-O-Matic Delaware. Devin was doing it before other things came up and he had to stop. Dialing Do and Herb Pilgrim. Lot fun and entertaining. Thank you very much for that entertainment. We look forward to the next one. Jason Park in the chat says 76 Steelers versus the 85 Bears would be interesting. Yes, it would. That would be a slobber knocker, as I like to say.
But even must have had things where it either goes too well or it just doesn't go your way and you're in the middle of a stream.
Jake Cruz is jumping in the chat. Hello, Jake. But the funny thing with that Detroit game, remember I kept going, oh, my God. I was just curious who their backup quarterback was because I was trying to remember. And it was Komlo. It's Komlo, right? And I remember watching him as a kid going, there was a year that Gary Danielson was hurt in the late 70s, and he stinks. And they were playing the Packers on a Saturday, and both teams stunk. And you just watch him going, how is this guy? Even as a kid, I'm like, I can play better than him. And so I'm making fun of him. And the computer's like, yeah, watch this. Because I was like, I'm going to throw a bomb. He'll throw a pick. I can make fun of him. It was like the last play of the game. And he throws for a touchdown. And I did the whole. And he looks up to the booth and looks at Al, Red Sox fan, and gives me the double bird.
That's great.
So the Fanomatic says, I play Sims not to match the real outcome. What fun is that? I play to see something different happen. I think it's more surprising when similarities do happen. Yes, you're right. And Fanomatic's going to be doing some History Maker golf, and hopefully I've asked him to do a skins game because I like skins game golf. That's my favorite. But Moni G says you were trying to get the running game going with Billy. Yeah, I thought, to be honest with you, I was going to be able to run the ball a bit with Billy Sims. Outstanding running back, and he hurt his knee. 3 years in.
By Mr. Miyagi too.
Yes, he was. I'm going to believe Dawg on that one. Billy Sims, Oklahoma. Herb Pilgrim's a big Oklahoma fan, so he knows about Billy Sims. So, anyway, let's go to Dawg Sidious. And Dawg Sidious, once again, will be on Drinks and Nose Things tomorrow. What time is that again, Dawg?
That'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe those gentlemen are from Missouri. So that'll be 9 p.m. their time. So that'll be a fun thing. We're going to be talking about Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 7. Each week, they've been going through all the episodes. So, yeah, Season 5, Episode 7, The Gift. So that'll be kind of fun.
So
talk some Game of Thrones.
That's 10 p.m.
Star Wars, Norm.
10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time?
Yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern. Folks.
So if you're around, and Dawg's going to put it in the chat again, just check out that, put the reminder and go there and support Dawg and Drinks and Those Things. They're part of our community. Let me go to the chat now, and we're gonna do a little old school. When Al used to do this by himself and go, "Wow, there are like 3 people watching me. This is cool." So Tribes fans in the chat, what's coming up? Tribes fans doing a Vita Blue replay. What's coming up on your channel? Feel free to put it in there. D. Scott Howard had a message and it was a goat story. Got rid of it. Herb Pilgrim, you ever want to sell your title bout game, Andre? Let me know. I actually have my old title bout still. And they have a new one out. It's a beautiful game, but I hate flipping cards. Fanomatic's going to be doing some History Maker baseball. idjester's in the chat. What's coming up on your channel? He's been reviewing some books, and that's some good stuff. And he's playing a lot of role-playing action games, a lot of fun stuff there, how to build characters. So feel free. JD's going to be doing Red Dead Redemption, as well as, I can't remember that other game that I like watching him play. It's a dwarf game, and then he's also doing what's that? Dawg plays that game too, Devin. I don't think it's Final Fantasy. I can't remember, but anyway, JD, another fine.
JD is doing a Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yes, but there's another one too.
Final Fantasy.
Oh, it is Final Fantasy. Okay.
Well, no, I don't know if JD is doing that. JD was also doing Mass Effect, I think.
That's it, Mass Effect. Thank you.
Andromeda,
OG.
Yeah. But he's kind of put that on hold.
Yeah, he's into the Red Dead Redemption.
Mass Effect.
Yes. Dawg plays that massively hard.
I love Mass Effect.
Yes, he does. And we have everything Star Wars in the chat. What's going on with your channel coming up? Everything Star Wars. Check that channel out. He did a lovely. You see, he went trick or treating with his daughter. I was at work having a crappy day, and I put that on, and it makes me smile. And thank you very much for that. That was awesome. His lovely daughter, when they went trick or treating, and she was a Jedi. I was a little disappointed in that. I was hoping she was going to be like I get it. People like the Jedis. I personally don't, because I'm not brainwashed anymore. They just have a good PR and good marketing crew. I'm more of the dark side, because how do we know it's truly the dark side? Who's telling us it's the dark side? The Jedi. Well,
the Sith.
Don't bring up facts.
The Sith are just cooler. I got to tell how it is. I think the Sith are just cooler.
Mike McAllister brings up a good friend of the community. Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming had a playoff game tonight. He coaches a high school team. He came out of retirement to help coach with his friend. Very knowledgeable, Anthony. We're going to have him on after football season. You're going to love him. And he was kind enough to let me beta test his Glory Days boxing. I messed up some rules. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. And I'm going to do better at it. And great. Al has taken the red pill. That's funny. Kitschy Boo. He's funny. And I know he doesn't agree with me on stuff. That's all right.
Except Moni. Moni's cool, though. She's a Jedi.
Oh, I don't dislike the Jedi.
Yeah, I mean,
they're okay. I mean, the Jedi are really nice people.
Luke was really cool.
I liked Luke. They ruined him.
Gotta read behind.
Yes, they did.
The lines, right, Al?
Yes. I mean, really, what was the planet they blew up? I mean, Alderaan. Wasn't it like polluting the universe anyway?
Right, yeah, they were trying to say it was peaceful, had no weapons.
Yeah. I mean, how do you know that? I think they had a Death Star, and we just had to take care of them first.
They wouldn't have targeted it unless it was a galactic threat. I mean, come on.
And Devin speaks the truth. It was a galactic threat. So anyway, we're having fun with it. People, please, people, really, I don't need the crazies to come out.
Don't stop subscribing just because we said something you don't agree with. We can't take any more hits.
Come on, we can disagree on whatever, but we can still be friends. I mean, there are some people who have gone on from both sides. Have gone here's the thing: people on this side, people on this side. The crazies need to go away. Let's sink them all on a boat, right? And then the normal people need to do this. Come together. See? That's what and things will work out. Anyhow.
Hey, Lost Knowledge, what's happening, my friend?
Oh, Lost Knowledge has joined us. As he says, I enjoy watching Al play dice baseball. The fun thing about the dice baseball, I forgot the joy of that it just brings back the joy of being a child again for me. When things were all, when you're young, things are happy. Things are happy now, don't get me wrong, but, you know, people pass away, work and stuff, you know, real life, right? You know, when you're a kid, you're like, yeah, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. And you get a certain age and they kick you in the nuts and you're like, you're not going to be any of that. You're going to shut up, go to work, pay the bills, obey the law and do this, blah, 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 blah. And then people are going to call you a bad person for going to work and just doing what you're supposed to do. Anyway, whatever. You know what I say to them? That's my little rant. I'll stop.
Have a good night, Herb.
Now we lost Herb now.
Night, Herb.
Take care, Herb, buddy. So I love Strat-O-Matic baseball. I forgot what a joy it was to roll the dice. The dice baseball. I like all-star baseball lineup. I bought that. That was another funny one. So I bought the game. The guy didn't give me the game. I just like the way it plays. I have a few issues I brought up to him. He's a nice guy, Craig. He takes my. So I had this one guy, and I let him keep the comments up there forever. I'm like, listen, don't swear on my page, right? I mean, I don't care if you don't like the game. That's fine. I like the game. I kept saying that. He's calling the guy names. I'm like, listen, I don't know the man. I know him personally through, like, Twitter and messaging and chats. I'm like, my God, it's a game. You don't want it, don't buy it. Well, you're making – I don't make anything on it. I bought the game. I spent my money. I bought the game. I played it on my channel. I did an unboxing. I like the game. I have a little questions on how the errors are done. He told me why he did it that way. Okay, I'm thinking of something else. I've been playing a little bit offline to see how it works. I think I have something the way I like it. I'm going to put it back on my channel. I like the channel, you know, the game. If you have something you disagree with the game I play or I just fine, but my God, be creative a little bit. Having a real opinion, just don't go, well, that's not realistic. It's a game. I'm not saying it's realistic. It's a game. And the same thing, I had a guy with boxing. I did a sim for Title About PC where I call a fight. And he goes, that guy never throws an uppercut from the outside. You're telling me, in the history of all of his fights, you've seen every second, and he's never thrown an uppercut from the outside, which, again, you don't want to throw an uppercut from the outside because if you don't land, you're leaving yourself open for a counter shot a la Buster Douglas when Evander Holyfield knocked him out. Douglas threw an uppercut from way outside. Holyfield countered. Down went Douglas. He put his glove on his head and he went, I'm making $30 million. I beat Tyson. I'm good. I'll stay right down here.
That uppercut worked out for him.
Against Tyson because he caught Tyson coming in. But my point was, the fighter I'm doing the thing, he got hurt. I'm thinking in my head, if he's hurt, maybe he'd wing an uppercut. So I just called it that way. Here's the best part. He goes, the decision was real. I could see that happening. And I'm thinking, me too, right? I just sim the thing and I call it. But your call of that uppercut was unrealistic. Thus, the game does not make sense. So the decision was good. But my call on the guy throwing an uppercut. So then I brought up some fights. And then goes, George Chuvalo never got hurt that much. Really? Jerry Quarry, and I like George Chuvalo. I met him. I don't know him personally. I met him at a boxing function. Very nice man. Jerry Quarry was kicking the snot out of George Chuvalo. Chuvalo hit him on the butt and dropped him. Jerry Quarry went to a knee, and he lost. You can see it on YouTube. It's the wildest thing. He loses track of the count, and he's watching the ref, and you're watching it. And I had heard of it, and I said, I got to find this fight on YouTube because I read about it. And the ref goes 8, and Quarry's like looking at him. 9, and Quarry's looking at him. 10, and he gets up at 10. And the ref goes, fight over. And Jerry's, what are you doing? What are you doing? He goes, you got up at 10, Jerry. And then his corner's like, you got up at 10, Jerry, right? And he just, for some reason, lost track of the count. Now, he got hit on the button. But Jerry Quarry was beating the snot out of him. Don't tell me George Chuvalo never got hurt. George Foreman stopped him. George Chuvalo was a tough guy. I'm not saying that. But don't. So I brought up these facts. Hey, go look at these fights. I mean, the guy did get hurt. He was tough as nails, but, you know, it's boxing. You do get hurt. And I brought up Floyd Patterson. It was fight of the year. They both hurt each other. And the guy's like, I'm not here to debate you. I'm like, okay, whatever, but it's a sim.
You know, here's the thing. Anytime you go in lesser technology, whether it's a war game or a sports game or a role-playing game, it requires imagination to make it real in your head.
Yes.
This is why I think it works. I mean, we all play advanced computer simulations to stream because it's easier that way. I mean, Action PC is a good game, but it does all the work for you. I mean, you, Al, do a lot with formations and stuff, but okay, third down, what play am I running? Okay, here it is, and the computer runs the play. And, you know, because we're doing this on YouTube, we call the play like we were actually at the football game, and it gives you something to see. But when you're rolling the dice on it, when you're doing your Fran Tarkenton stuff, or the dice, or whatever, you know, I mean, it requires you put something, you have to invest yourself into it. There is, I did the demo. I showed off a game called NG Plus. I did
a baseball game.
Yeah, baseball game.
Yeah, MP3 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, not MP3, but similar along that line.
I'm sorry. Yeah, similar. I'm sorry.
Similar along that line. You know, if you're familiar with Apple, you're familiar with that. And they have the automated board reader, which is great because, as you know, I really can't do 9 things at the same time. It has to be all there.
Yep.
The process is so automated that if the lineups are already in there, and so you don't have to do anything with that, and so all you do is press a button. And so there's no flavor to it at all. There's no record the results. There's no display of where runners are. You know, it's a great concept, but it's boring.
Didn't work for you.
You're not doing anything. There's no interaction with it.
I'll tell you one, Ron, that you might want to try. And Beatles Eternally, another great friend of the channel. Great friend of the channel. Beatles Eternally. Awesome. We got to get. I got to try to hook up with him tomorrow to help him show how to stream, get his OBS running, which we should actually record because that's going to be hilarious. If you've ever seen me try to help someone, I'm like, I have to start from the beginning because if I don't start from the beginning, like I miss up something, we got to go back to the beginning anyway. But Beatles Strategy Baseball, it's a free game. If you type in Strategy Baseball, it's a free game. It's sort of like Pure Sim. And it's better. It's the same guy who did Pure Sim, but he has all the stadiums. He actually has a photo file you can download. It goes in real quick. But it's basically, there's strategy, but you're clicking on the button and it's simming in the background. But you know what? And they had one of the wildest things where the game freaked out. You got to go back and watch that. I had people like tell me it was the best stream they've ever seen because I'm calling it like a real game, and then I realized the game glitched. You know, when you score like 45 runs in one inning, I'm laughing because I'm hoping that at some point we'll get through the inning. And it was so bad the game crashed, and I'm laughing hysterically. And people are telling me later in comments, well, that was the best thing I've ever, because it was so funny because it comes to a point like around the 10th run, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, something's wrong with the game. And so now I'm like, this is not real. I mean, obviously it's not real, but you know what I mean? It crashed. But it's a free baseball game, and Beatles found it. I'm sure other people did, but Beatles brought it to our baseball community, our sports simming community, and it's called Strategy Baseball. It's free, and it's wonderful. And you have on the bottom, Ron, but there's visual to it. You know, it's a little bit, and there is strategy. At first, I was like, Pure Sim, but I
bought Pure Sim. I know the game.
Oh, okay. So there was a free download I did, and this is like the sister to it. It's a little better because all the stuff's loaded for you, but it's fun. I like it. So if you're looking for a free game that you don't want to, and it's good, but it's all the sim. So I know what Ron's saying. There was a soccer game I was looking at, I was like, oh, I'm going to buy it, but it's literally like Ron said, okay, I don't do anything. I set the lineups and I watch, and I enjoyed it, the demo, but I wasn't buying it. I mean, they have lots of cool things. I'm like, but I really don't make decisions except to say, put this guy in, put that guy in, play this way, set up the formation. I kind of like want to just have a little bit saying, yeah, let's try to work. And you could say like work the outside and stuff, but so in the chat, and Devin, you've been awfully quiet, so we're gonna get to you, Devin.
Oh, you don't give me the opening because
we're giving you the opening. Let me just read the chat. And Dawg's gonna watch you on one side and Ron on the other side. So no more Jerry Leto or whatever the hell his name is. No more Jared. So let's go to the chat. Fanomatic says, question for Dawg. Do they ever do expansions to games like Red Dead 2, like add-ons? Well, they did.
Do they ever do expansions to games like Red Dead Redemption 2, like an add-on? They did for Red Dead Redemption 1. Al talked about it earlier, how they had the zombie game.
That was awesome.
But I mean, folks, this game is so huge. Like, I'm literally trying to, yeah, I just like checked my achievement. Like I just got to, I completed chapter 5. Only 6% of the players have done that. So I mean, it's like this game is absolutely huge, and I'm like skipping all the cutscenes, trying to just kind of complete it once, and then I'll continue back on with the stream and things of that nature. But I'd expect you might see the zombies return again.
That was so much
in the
fun.
World of Red Dead.
Another question. This is for me. Kinchy Boo says, Al, and for Ron. Ron's played Action PC, and anyone else who wants to. He says,
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Al,
go ahead.
There is actually I didn't get it, but there was an add-on for like a bank robbery.
Oh, I didn't get that either.
I didn't get it though. It was like $20 for like one mission, and like so I
wasn't.
I said I'll wait and see if other folks like it or if it's worth it.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I bought the normal. They had 3 versions: $60, $80, and $100. And I'm like, what do you get? And they're like, well, for $100, you get like some uniforms or some clothes and another mission. I'm like, yeah, give me the $60 version. You're already robbing me at that, but I enjoy the game. So Kitchy Boo says, Al, do you find that it is next to impossible to run the ball in Action PC? I am replaying the 1960 season, and Jim Brown is averaging less than 3 yards per carry. Wow. Now, what I find, Kitchy Boo, when I'm playing Action PC, I do the opposite of not brain, for me. I try to run when they expect me to pass and vice versa. And because if they're sitting on the run in those old games where they're run-oriented defenses, they are going to smother you. I also found that if you put Jim Brown in the I as opposed to the split backfield, if you put the blocking back, make sure you can actually, I know he's a fullback, but you can set it so he's the secondary back. He'll run the ball a little better. And I try to run in situations where I might pass. Again, not anything that anyone who doesn't watch or have played a football game or played football doesn't know. But if you're trying to run, and then I run a lot of counters. I'll run a gazillion plays to one side, and everyone will be sitting there, why are you doing that? Because I'm setting up a play a little later that's going to pop, It doesn't always happen, but it works. But yes, sometimes it's difficult to run the ball. What are your thoughts on that, Ron?
Yeah, I think to a degree, but you got to take your time.
Yep.
The linemen are graded, so if you're going to get better success if you run behind a 9 or a 10 lineman as opposed to a 3 or 4. The 60s, as Al said, they're playing for the run all the time. They know that. Well, the Browns were a good team then, so it wasn't so one-dimensional.
They could throw the ball too, yeah.
Right. I mean, you had it the other day with Billy Sims. I think the one game I did Houston in that 78 replay, Pastorini was god-awful.
Yes, he was.
So it was all on Campbell, and he wasn't getting anything. I had a Bears game where their entire offense is Peyton. He could have thrown the ball better than Bob Avellini ever could. And, once the defense knows that, if we can stop you, you're toast. Yeah. I mean, it's tough, but
I would mix the offense up just a little bit, Kitchy, but I know he's a good player because I'm pretty sure he has videos up on his. I've watched. If this is the person I'm thinking of, the channel I'm thinking of, I've seen him play. I think he did. He likes 2nd and 10 too. I think. I'm trying to remember. I have to go to. I've watched some stuff on. He's very funny.
I will say this: if
very knowledgeable.
If it's that skewed, and you're playing the game straight up, send the file to Dave. Support at Dave Cook, whatever sports.
Yeah, they'll look into it.
There's not a company in the sports genre that has a better customer service than what Dave offers.
They're fabulous. Yeah, hopefully if you're still there, Kitchy Boo, hopefully that helped answer the question.
Did you see the one about what we thought was better, OOTP or Action PC?
I get this all the time. They're like my sports children. The reason why they're on my channel a gazillion times because I love both games. Now, I'll play like one for a while, and then I'll go back and I'll play out of the ballpark for a lot. I'll play a bunch of games in a row, whether offline or online. I'm playing the night because I'm a glutton. I play bad Red Sox seasons, and now I don't even try to make the teams better. I play them straight up with the real. I'm like, why would you put this guy hitting there over and over again? He stunk. My God, we're 3/4 of the season. For God's sakes, move him in the line. And I play it because I enjoy torturing myself. I like Out of the Ballpark. I like Action PC. I like them both. And I'll go play Action PC and I go, my God, this is another wonderful game. You know? Which do I like better? Now, if I had to buy one, and because it's all inclusive, I would go with Out of the Park Baseball 19. Now I'm going to contradict myself because that's what I do. As Ron said, great customer service. Action PC sports games, Dave Koch has some of the best. He went up a little bit on his prices, but still has some of the best sales you will ever have. And he has enough animation where I like the animation. I really do. Okay. If I'm doing card and dice, that's one thing, you know, but if I'm playing those types, I want to see a little animation, and that's Out of the Ballpark. And I'll tell you, Ron, I think I told you this offline one time when we were doing, they don't let, I talked to them about, I want them so badly to do the hockey game, like the baseball game. So I said, why don't you put some animation with the play? Yeah, they didn't like that. I mean, it's the only time they've ever replied back to me in a chat. I mean, not a chat. What's that? You know, on your page, right?
Right.
Oh boy, they did not like that. And I felt like, you know, I buy your game all the time, and my God, I plug it constantly. And there are other people who said the same. As soon as I said it, you could see all the other comments, and there are people who probably said it before me too, but after, and they're like, it's not as easy as you think. Sure it is. You've done it for the baseball game. Do the same goddamn thing for the hockey game. Now they're doing a football game, right? They're gonna foobar it, and I wish they wouldn't. But I'm telling you, they're gonna foobar it.
Yeah.
Action PC football. I love it. Okay. Again, if I had to buy one game, I'd go Out of the Ballpark. I have both. I'm just saying if I had to buy one, I'm glad I don't have to. I like both. I think Ron's more of an Action PC guy because there are some issues with Out of the Ballpark sometimes, you know. So
I am a replayer. I am not a general manager. Damn it.
Right.
I don't play one on, well, actually that's not true. I might do one for YouTube. But if you want a taste of doing a little bit of everything, then Out of the Park is for you. You can trade, you can build, you can, if you want to play the Lord of the Rings League and Mordor,
yeah, you can do anything.
15 AD, then God bless you, you can. And you can draft Bob the Ogre, and he can be your pitcher and throw 500 innings and blah, blah. You know, as far as that's concerned, if you want to tinker to your heart's content, then OOTP is your game. You know what? I've thanks to Al, and my wife is waiting for me to go to bed, and so she's not listening to this in the other room with the door shut. I bought the 19 version when it went on sale because
that's a great buy. $9 to me, you can't go wrong.
But as far as my time with it, I feel bad for Don. We're ignoring him again.
No,
I do if I'm in a GM mood, I'll play that. But as far as actually playing a game of baseball in Out of the Park, I don't think I've done it in 6 or 7 years.
I think with the, and again, that's your, you can play it straight up. You could play. You have to.
They're better.
Yeah, they still. I wish. Here's the thing. They should make it a little. It's not hard to play it straight up, meaning real transactions, real lineups. You have to do it immediately when you start the season. And it's just, you check off 2 boxes. The problem is if you miss one of those 2 boxes, it's unforgiving. You cannot go back to do it. You have to restart the whole.
Yeah, and I'm a replay guy. I don't want to make those decisions. I'm interested. My channel is RetroSports. It's all about sports history and other things that I haven't quite found yet. Wait till I get behind a plane and show you some of that stuff.
Oh, that's gonna be cool. All right,
but real quick, no, it's just easier. You load it up. You have as replayed from 41 on. You can set the game like I did with the McCovey game. You find the date, you set the lineups, it's all good to go, and you're there.
It's easier to do that with that. Out of the Ballpark has gotten better with that, though.
Yes, no, I understand that, but but if I had one. If money was an object, I would go OOTP because you can't beat it for what it offers. It offers everything. Yeah. If you like Neapolitan ice cream, then OOTP is for you. But if you're a Haagen-Dazs or Ben & Jerry's person, then for me it's Action PC.
Great answer.
I love Haagen-Dazs.
Excellent.
Me too. Two for $8 usually at CVS.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Devin, but I like black raspberry. As a kid, I used to call it the purple ice cream. I want the purple ice cream. Give me the purple ice cream. And they're like, black raspberry. I go, hello, are you stupid? I said the purple raspberry. I didn't say black raspberry. I said purple ice cream. And they're like, black raspberry. My dad's looking at me going, and I'm like, I want the purple ice cream. I don't want the black,
What are you
whatever that
off?
is. I'm not telling you. OG and Dawg Sidious will now debate Jared Leto. Go.
We've done that several times. We don't.
Oh shit! I blacked out, didn't I?
I'm more of a Jack Nicholson Joker
Yes.
type. I like that Joker. I like Heath Ledger's too.
I actually liked Heath Ledger. So.
But I mean, I still like Jack Nicholson's over Heath Ledger though.
So we're gonna go to OG now for a moment, and OG, because we've talked baseball sims, and then we're gonna go to Dawg, and I want to when we go to Dawg, what was his favorite Star Wars video game if he played any? So you can mull over that. There was one on a PlayStation 2 I really liked. You get to play as Yoda. I can't remember it, but that was really cool. And you could play like they had a fight simulator, meaning like you could play Darth Vader against Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then you could play it was just awesome. You could play like General, the guy with all the arms. He was really tough to fight. It was like a boxing thing, except with lightsabers. But
General
OG,
Grievous.
yes, he was tough to fight. That was the toughest guy to fight. I want to say it was on PlayStation 2. We'll get to that in Dawg in a moment. But let's go to OG. So we were talking military strategy, and we brought up order of battle. And my point I never got to, it's idiot proof for me. That's my terminology, idiot proof. Because it shows you can move here. This unit will do this. If you attack with these two units in combination, you will do maybe, not necessarily, but most likely this type of damage. I brought up John Tiller. Then I downloaded the demo, and to me it's because I'm so used to being spoon-fed. That's for me. I enjoy it. So what are some, we started talking about it, but what are some games, the good starter on PC, because Ron wanted to know, to me, because I was going to bring up Order of Battle, I think that's a good starter game. And it's a fun game. They have so many downloads, you could just play and play and play and play.
Well, the nice thing about Order of Battle is that it's the spiritual successor to Panzer Corps, which is the spiritual successor to Panzer General 3, which was the sequel to Panzer General 2, which was the sequel to Panzer General 1, which is the sequel to Allied General, which also had the spin-off game of Fantasy General, the People's General, plus there's Matrix Games has done a 40K version of it. The base engine, like you said, is idiot-proof. And it is modular that you can kind of, there's so many different iterations of it out there, maybe not necessarily by the same company, but you play one of the games, you've got it pretty much down. You might have a little issues with some of the Chrome, like I did in Order of Battle. I couldn't figure out why the numbers on my strength points were changing. I didn't understand what that was, and I thought artillery was a little bit more powerful in Order of Battle, and it's not. But once you know one of the engines, you're going to be able to play all the games pretty much. Like I said, if you want to go on Steam, you're going to have a little hard time finding the original SSI stuff, the Panzer General, the Allied General, Fantasy General, People's General, Panzer General 2, Panzer General 3. It's just the games that came out in the 90s. They have a hard time being played on modern Windows machines. If you go to Steam, though, there's Panzer Corps, and there's probably 8-9 downloads for Panzer General, because each DLC is 1 year of the war. Now, granted, with Panzer Corps, you're playing as the Germans, but then they came out with Soviet Corps, which you play the game from the Soviet side. There was Allied Corps, which you play from the Allied side of you, and then now we've got Order of Battle, which has got the 8 or 9, 10 plus DLCs. You can play the Finns against the Russians. You can play the Japanese versus the Chinese. The U.S. Marine campaign. The Kriegsmarine campaign. Granted, people are complaining, why we always got to play the Nazis. Well, the Nazis were fighting everywhere, and Nazis fell. It's what there is to it.
I mean, it's World War II. I
It's
mean,
World War II, right?
I mean, if
So,
you don't want to
but-
play possibly the Axis side, here's a suggestion: don't buy the game. It's make believe. It's not. It's World War II. If that's going to bother you, don't get the game.
You would be surprised. I actually got kicked out of one of the largest wargaming groups on Facebook about 2 years ago because of I don't. All right, intolerance in the hobby. It was back when the whole Confederate flag kerfuffle was all blowing up, and the moderator of this war game group said, "I don't want anybody to have discussion about it. You know, playing the South is your bad, evil people, anyways, and nobody should ever play the South." And think, well, how are you going to play a Civil War game then?
Yeah.
So I decided to make this very eloquent response. It's like, well, all right, I can understand you don't want to play the bad guys. You don't want to play the South in the Confederate in the Civil War game. You don't want to play the Germans in World War II. You don't want to play the Japanese. Well, how do you feel about the Napoleonics? English sure as hell didn't like the French. Are you going to say that we can't play the French anymore? What about classic antiquities? Rome had a lot of enemies. Are we not allowed to play Rome anymore either? And I made like a half a dozen different.
And what that gets you, Devin?
It got me permabanned.
Awesome. You know what, Devin? You don't want to be there to begin with.
And then, yeah, I mean, it kind of
That's
hurt.
pretty funny though.
It actually kind of. Well, and what's funny is it's even in the modeling, the hobby, the models like the 135 scale tanks and planes and people build,
like what Todd does, right?
Yeah. Well, no, this is actual like the Tamiya model kit.
Oh, okay.
You know, there are people in that who go absolutely ballistic and will hate if someone puts a German flag on a German tank.
It's a model, historical model.
History. Well, you're supporting them. You know what?
No, you're not.
I've been wargaming for over 30 years. I typically play the Germans because I typically play the Op-4. If we're doing a Cold War gone hot, I play the Soviets. If we're doing
You've gone too far now, Devin.
I always
about a nice game of chess.
No, because that's racist.
No, that's black and white, dog. Come on.
That's perpetrating racial stereotypes. No, but the 30 years I've been gaming, everybody says, "Oh, if you play the Germans, you're a secret Nazi." No, shut the hell up. I have come across one person that kind of was a little too much that way when it came to the Germans. And I've probably played against 1,000 people and gamed with or been around probably even more than that. It's history. It's not we're supporting one side or the other. I like playing Germans because they lost. I tend to play whichever side loses. If I'm doing a Hannibal versus Carthage game, I'm playing Carthage. Whoever usually tends to end up losing is who I usually play. That's why I can say I play the Op-4, the opposing force. Whoever the bad guys, because I realize most people want to play the good guys, play the winning side. I don't care. I'm not supporting them one way or another. I'm just playing a game. I am pushing cardboard around and throwing plastic.
You're a bastard, Devin. A bastard.
I've been called much worse.
Well, Ron, how can we ban him, Ron?
Those poor trees.
But yeah, that's
ill-begotten counters. No, I mean the thing with the Germans is that hey, you have the advantage because you decide when you start the conflict.
It's a game. People need to get. That's like when they blame stuff on video games. No, the person was a nutbag. Blame it on the person.
and so for that group, what do they think about the Europa Universalis series? Because there are no good guys in that. Everyone's at war with each other all the time.
I love Paradox games. I've in EU3, I think I had like 600 hours. EU4, I've got over 400 hours. Stellaris, I've got over 1,000 hours in Stellaris. There's only one other game that I've got that much time, and that was Civ 5.
I try to get into EU4 and I just get lost almost immediately.
Oh, it's a rough one. Is
EU4 is that a grand strategy game?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I hate those games. When can I fight, right? And you're sitting there going, and now your economy is this, and you have to make a trade deal. I'm like, okay, that's kind of fun, but when do I get to invade my neighbor?
England, because you're at war with France from the start.
I played.
Start of Spain, you'll be at war with pretty much the entire Muslim nations and France.
Yeah.
I forgot what game it was, but I played as Mexico, touchy subject, and I want to invade the U.S., touchy subject, right? And I'm sitting there going, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do. This is going to be fun, right? And I'm waiting. I'm like, oh, my God, can I invade anybody? Who's near me? And they're like, no, you're friends with them. I don't want to be friends with them.
You know, the one Paradox game I really don't like is HOI 4.
Hearts of Iron 4 is tough to get into. The one I didn't like was Hearts of Iron 3. I could never get into Hearts of Iron 3. Hearts of Iron 4 has some issues, but I can't run Hearts of Iron 2 anymore on my machine, so I'm kind of stuck with Hearts of Iron 4.
Oh, really? Because the Arsenal of Democracy download from Steam will run on my machine.
Yeah, I haven't got Arsenal of Democracy. I'm just talking the original. Well,
okay. The thing with Hearts of Iron 4 is that it just goes ahistorical in such a hurry.
Especially if you click off the historical choices.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's the last time I played Hearts of Iron 4 was playing as Germany, and I managed to ally with Poland and England against Russia and France. It was just I like ahistorical stuff. I like hypothetical. I like the alternative history stuff.
Yeah, it's just like playing hypothetical sports.
Sometimes it goes a little too far off the rails.
So, anyhow, now let's see, Dawg. And we'll go back to you, OG, in a moment. What is your favorite Star Wars video game?
I have 3 answers to this question, Al.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess my favorite Star Wars game when I was a little guy, like back, you guys remember when we used to have to put quarters in the machines?
Yes.
There used to be this game that came out, and it was just called Star Wars, right? And you just sat down in it, and you were in Red 5, man. You were Luke Skywalker. You were in the X-Wing fighter.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
I mean, if we looked at it today, but I mean,
like it was a flying simulator.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. I mean, and other games, but I remember playing that one when I was a kid. I just constantly had to play that, man. And you got to fight some TIE fighters in the beginning, and then you did the trench run basically and fought the towers, and I just kind of repeated it, but that was like my favorite Star Wars game as a kid. Now, if I had to say my favorite Star Wars game of all time, I would go with the original Battlefront 2. I would be the one that had like
Hoth.
Yeah, it had all of them. It had everything from the prequels all the way up through episode 6, if you will, right? The Battle of Endor. But yeah, I mean, that thing had like everything. If you wanted to be an ace pilot, you could do that, right? I mean, if you wanted to do bombing runs, you could do that. I mean, there was, you had the space battles with it too. That was just fantastic. You had all the other Star Wars battles that always made, they had all the music and everything that it felt like you're in the Star Wars universe. So it's definitely my favorite Star Wars game of all time would be Battlefront 2. And but now my third answer here, and I wanted to just mention this, and I think I've mentioned this in the past though, but Force Unleashed, the opening of that game is one of my favorite openings for a video game of all time too. So when you got to come in there as Darth Vader and just start throwing all these Wookiees around, and then the frickin' music is just absolutely just amazing. And I don't know, it was just kind of a new thing for me at the time, new experience, and I'll never forget that. So
there was a game, I'm gonna have to look it up again. It started off as single player, and then there was the you had a small multiplayer where you could play side by side with someone, and it had to be on the PlayStation 2 or the 3. I want to say 2, and again it had that sort of like boxing mode or Mortal Kombat mode, and that was awesome. You could literally pit any, like I said, General Grievous against Darth Vader, and I used to have these tournaments. I wish I could stream then because it was so much fun. You'd sit there, and I play as Darth Vader all the time, but he was conflicted. You know what I mean? He was conflicted. He was sort of a good guy, but not really. I looked past all the people he murdered. I'm like, it's in the past. And, but that was, I'm going to have to look it up, but it started off single player. You played as Jedi, like Jedis, and then there was a multiplayer where you could play as Yoda and someone else. I forgot who. And then, but my favorite thing was you could play that one-on-one. You know, that whole Mortal Kombat with like it was like a fencing game. In reality, you're playing a fencing, and it was so much fun. And they had different arenas that were in the game. You know, like different places in the game, and you could fight there. And the one that Dawg brought up, the Battlefront, the second one, because I think that's the one that had Hoth. The first one didn't have Hoth, and Hoth is still my favorite place. Like when Empire Strikes Back and they start off with that battle in the snow, I'm like, this is cool, and the Empire is gonna win. And I stood up and I cheered, and people booed me in the movie theater, and I said, "All hail the Empire!" And they threw me out.
Moni brought up a point. She's like, throwing Wookiees around. It doesn't sound like a really.
No,
nice.
she's a big Wookiee
I didn't think
person.
I'd like that either. At first, but I tell you what, I'll never forget that experience.
So let me go to the chat real quick. Tribes fan says, rolling game 30 of Vita Blue replay versus the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Blue, pulled in seventh inning with 2 outs after 2-run double. Game is tied at 3 after 7 innings. Blue will get a no decision. He's doing a Vita Blue replay, and he does updates like after a month of gameplay, not after a month, but after. And it's a lot of fun. I like listening to them. Check that out. That was fun, the Star Wars. I played the beta of the new one, and it was a lot of fun. And I liked it was like squad comp. You had to do what you were supposed to do. The problem is when you're playing online, people just want to kill the other people, which is fun, and it's part of the game. But if it says you have to take this objective, you can kill other players fictionally or make believe, but you have to move towards the objective or we're going to lose. And I got to listen to some 12-year-old talk crap. And I don't want to listen to a 12-year-old talk crap. I want to stomp his head in the game, not in real life. So let's get the objective. It's really simple. We need to capture point A. Let's capture point A. But that was fun. The beta was fun. You played 2 battles, and there was one you got to get to the throne room, and that was just awesome. I was going to buy that game, and then everyone complained it got hacked, and so. But I liked that one too. That was fun. But my favorite one, I don't remember, is you could play as Yoda, and that was awesome because he was like, my God, him and General Grievous were the 2 toughest guys to fight when you're doing as I call the fencing. The fencing with the light, because he moved so quick. He was nuts. Just like in the prequels, when you see him, fight. That I tell you, that's the one cool thing about the prequels. I don't know whether Ron or Devin or Dawg will agree with me. To finally see Yoda in combat, because we really didn't see him in Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, when Luke goes to find him. I mean, he was funny. The writing for Yoda in that movie was great because he's like comic relief at first, and then he gets all serious. But in the prequels, we actually get to see him in combat, and that was just really cool because you're like, how is this little guy going to beat that guy? He's like zoom, zoom, zoom all over the place. I don't know. I thought that's I always bashed.
I wasn't a big fan of it until I guess Revenge of the Sith. I was kind of I didn't bother me as much, but that was the great thing about Yoda. He didn't need a lightsaber. That was the mystique about him, right?
Yep.
And I kind of got a little. I don't know with the CGI and stuff when he had the fight with Dooku. I remember I remember the day.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the one.
The day of seeing Attack of the Clones, I was upset. I was rah.
So you didn't like
They cleaned it up in Revenge of the Sith a little bit better, I thought. But I like I said, Yoda didn't need a lightsaber. That was the great mystique about him. So
that's the one I was like, whoa, he can fight. Because you're right, he could do all the Force things. To me, so you can have difference of opinions, but I like, that was, again, that I always bash the prequels a lot. Again, the third one's my favorite, just because the backstory on Anakin, Darth Vader, and it had
like General Grievous. He doesn't get a lot of backstory as much.
No, I guess he had a very interesting backstory. That's too bad.
Films, but he's trained by Count Dooku. There's only 5 Jedi out of all those Jedi, right? That's why the Sith are so much cooler, because there's so many freaking Jedi, right? They got that rule of 2 kind of thing going. It kind of narrows it down a little bit, but Yeah.
You don't want to be the third Sith.
No, because the other two will gang up on the stronger one. That's
They'll
the
be
whole
like,
idea.
hey,
That's
let's go to lunch.
right.
And you're like, oh, cool. And then, don't be the third Sith.
Favorite character Yoda is.
Yes, good Yoda. But that's what I liked, and I wish I could remember that game. I want to say it was for the PS2, maybe it was a PS3, but I think it was a PS2. It was a fun game, and I think the other cool thing for me was it started off single player. You had to beat this single player campaign to a point, and then it went to this multiplayer, and I think it goes back to it was a very quick game, and looking back at it, I think they built the whole game around the Mortal Kombat type of thing where you could fight one-on-one against people. And man, you want to talk about sitting next to your friend doing the lightsaber battles with the whatever, the stick thingy. That was just great stuff. So anyway, it's
in a minute. The wife wants to.
Yeah, it's coming up on. It's Saturday morning.
Yeah, we have. I'm sorry, I was talking Star Wars and.
No, that's cool. So let's get some final thoughts here. It was a lot of fun. This was a last minute thing because I wanted to talk to my friends, and I know Dawg again. Please, at the end, you'll go last, Dawg, and tell where everyone will be on drinks and knows things about Game of Thrones tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you, sir.
Ron, you go first.
Let's see. I run RetroSports Network, and we're doing currently the 1978 NFL replay every Tuesday and Thursday at lunch. We've reached week 10, as a matter of fact. At some point next week, I'm going to talk to my good friend Tony Whitehill, who I've reconnected, been Facebook friends with for a long time, but reconnected through Al in a small world type deal. And we're going to talk stuff about high school football. And really, on a Friday night when my wife's at work, we're going to do some fights. Not Al and I, but we're going to do some fights.
I thought we were doing one today. It was funny. I sent him a message going, I thought we were doing one today.
Yeah, you're cute and all, but my wife's cuter.
I agree. Where's Emily the cat?
She's waiting to come in so she can get fed.
Oh boy, she's mad at me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron.
Don't tell her about your pottery shooting yet, though.
Don't tell her about the pottery shooting. Don't tell her I shoot the cat statues either. She'll be very upset with me.
I haven't broken that to her yet because she still likes you.
I like her too. She's funny. Thank you very much, Ron. Remember to check out Ron Juckett Retro Sports Network. Please subscribe if you have not. Great channel. Oh, gee, the original Grognard is up to bat.
Devin Yogi, original Grognard, military strategy and tactics, mostly hex and counter board games, but I do a lot of computer games as well. What we got going on right now is I'm doing Order of Battle, playing through it since we've been talking about that, playing through the Panzerkrieg DLC. I think I'm about halfway through and try to get a little bit more of that out. Did one game earlier today. Also been doing some John Tiller software, Sea Lion 1940, the hypothetical invasion of Britain. I had taken a couple days off from that, but I'll get back to that. And for Hex and Counter stuff, I am actually getting Open Fire to the tabletop. It is an old Victory Games. It's a solitaire system where you run a platoon of American tanks in World War II. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. And I'm thinking of maybe picking up Bard's Tale on the computer and playing that through. Seeing as I can't get my hands on Red Dead Redemption because Rockstar doesn't like PCs. So,
well, can you do the last little voice again? I want to talk with you with it.
They just don't like computer. They just don't like the computers. They're bastards.
They're bastards. You know what I think? Just because they're PC prejudiced.
They are PC master race. That's
unbelievable.
Okay, don't like.
I refuse. I just won't play it.
PC master race.
Assimilate. Destroy.
Resistance is futile. But anyway.
OG, before we continue, but you better go out with the catch thing that I like, right? I get very sad.
Go out with it. I got to go out with it. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms. You know where to put them in the comments section.
I love that. And now, to the Sith Lord we all love. Oh, and I wish I could play that Elvis music.
CC Rider. Oh,
Dawg Sidious, folks.
I told you I'd sing for you, Moni. But yeah, folks, I'm Dawg again, folks. I do a Star Wars entertainment channel, a little bit of gaming here and there. Look forward to Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm just about next time you see me, I'll probably will have completed it, and yeah, we'll do some story mode together and have some fun with that. I will be on Drinks and Those Things podcast tomorrow night for some Game of Thrones. We'll be going over season 5, episode 7, The Gift. So the link is provided for you in the chat. And Chrissy, Moni, JD, Jake, all of you in the chat, thanks for coming out here tonight. I know there's a lot more people. I'm not going to go through them all right now. But Bubba and Jason Parker and I see Jimmy and Marky and Johnny and all the whole Romper Room gang.
Oh, so big damn joke. Thank you, Miss Dawg.
Thank you, Dawg. And I'm Al, Red Sox fan. Thank you very much. Thank you for being part of this wonderful community. And I'm sorry, JD, if you put the if you want to put it back up, we're all gonna go over there, or I'm going over there. Yes, start a new one, JD. After party at JD's. Come over and join us for the fun. Al, Red Sox fan, saying thank you to everyone. Thank you to Moni G, JD, the original Grognard, who was on the panel, Dawg Sidious, who was on the panel, Ron Juckett on the panel, to our friends Herb Pilgrim, Andre Ford, D. Scott Howard. I'm going to try to... We had a lot of people in this chat, so if I miss... Bubba Husky, I apologize. Mike McAllister, Jason Parker. Oh, my Lord. There's a Kinchy Boo. Westerosi Ninja, and many, many more. Thank you. Michael Terravona, I missed you by accident. He says, Ron, what's your channel name? It is Retro Sports Network. And all the people, we have baseball demos, thank you very much. And everyone, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is a great community. We have listed the friends of the channel, other content creators on the page. And even if you're not a content creator, you're a big part of the community by coming to these chats, not just mine, not just Dawg Sidious's or Ron's or Devin's. You should. We will track you down if you don't. I don't mean that. No, thank you very much. It's a great time.
We'll snuff you down.
We got the dog. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was an open mic thing. We kind of went crazy, but you know, it was good to get back to that just a little bit. And we had fun. And if there's anyone who wants to join our panel, even if you're not a content creator, send us a message on somebody's page and we'll look into it. Most people in our chat are good people. We'd like to get to know you a little bit just to make sure that not all of a sudden you're going to sit there and go, yes, the Dawg Sidious. And we're like, what? You know, because we're not going to have that. You know, not going to happen. But anyway, I'm just joking. Thank you very much. And we're going to go to JD's after party at JD's. That's the link right there. I'm pointing. So
that's where all the cool kids will be.
And one last plug, if I can get it in, Al, because I keep forgetting to do this. If you're on Facebook, if Facebook's your thing, you can also track me down over there at the original Grognard. It gets some content posted that I don't post in video. So it's another way to get a hold of me if Facebook's your thing. I know it's not everybody's thing.
Thank you, my friend. Health and happiness. The next time, take care. Bye-bye. God bless. You know it's coming, folks. You know it's coming. We're not going to sing. Next time, we're going to sing a lot. We're going to do karaoke. A little bit of karaoke. Everyone has a good time. It was so wonderful to see everybody. Thank you. Stay part of the community. Support everybody in the community. And that is yourselves also. Peace!
Right.